Hello there, and welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. We hope everyone's settled in and having a great day because we're about to have a blast. We've got some awesome guests on the panel tonight. You can find the links to their channels in the description below, so be sure to check them out and see what they're all about. I sure do hope that you've gone to the bathroom already, everybody, because the show is about to begin. Take it away, Flippin' Rook.
Thank you so much, FC Character, because that was nice and cool, nice and good. We got to get him some sunglasses one of these days too, so we can look cool with us, rolling in like that. But how's everybody doing? Nerd Blast is back, and we are here and ready to party, kind of. All right, yeah. If you guys can't tell, we got some Fandom Collective T-shirts in, and yeah, we are. These are the prototype shirts. We're going to be, perfecting these as we go, and we're just doing a little trial with these and seeing what it looks like. See if we can get them. It's actually pretty comfortable. It's I've had Teespring shirts before, and this feels pretty good with it too. I'd say it's slightly thinner than like a Teespring shirt, but it fits really well. For the sizes that it was and everything. The like art on it doesn't feel kind of heavy, like sometimes when you have some shirts with art on it, you like feel it more when you're doing stuff. I don't feel it at all. So I kind of like that, because I sometimes get annoyed when I can like feel the extra little pressure of it on there, but it feels pretty good. So yeah, I don't feel it at all.
They digitally print them. They're a little more expensive that way, but full cotton shirts too. So we're going to try and pass that along to the consumer when we're ready.
Yep, exactly. Just letting you guys know that we're working on stuff, and we got so much other things in the work, guys, that we're working on. This summer we're planning to release quite a bit of stuff. We're not going to exactly say what it is yet, so that you guys can be kept guessing a little bit. We got to keep you a little bit on your toes here and there. Know what we're saying? Yeah. And I'm glad that summer is finally just about here, aren't you, Flip?
Yes. Get rid of the COVID, burn it all off out of the atmosphere and off of the people's shirts and stuff, and just make it steam and go away.
If we can just gather up the world's best supervillains, we could devise something like that. Maybe the best supervillains along with the best scientist. If we can, shield ourselves for half an hour, while of all humans and all life forms and plants and everything can shield themselves for a good, 30 minutes while the sun burns all the COVID away or something. or we put some type of lotion on our skin, and then the beam hits us and it protects us from getting destroyed, but we can get the COVID away. That'd be pretty cool. But
the lotion, put the lotion on the skin.
Pipe in the sky dreams, though. Let's say hello to the chat here. People hanging out tonight. We got the Angelius of the Draven. What's up, my friend? I'm gonna be in touch with you soon again, dude. He already sent his parts for my project, which is cool. But we've been wanting to do Power Ranger streams, but I've been too busy to really set them up lately. So I'm gonna try to talk to him and this little Power Ranger group that I got going, and see if we want to maybe take turns on certain people's channels, because I can't be reliable to host all the time every week. And we got some cool stuff that we planned on it in our group, and I think would be fun to even bring people in that don't care about Power Rangers. But we'll be putting that together at some point. I keep on, my DMs fill up so often that I'm talking with somebody one day and it's all good, or I'm in a group and they don't say anything for a little while. So it gets so buried down into the thing. When I try to scroll down and find it, it'll glitch me up to the top. And I got to scroll down again. It'll glitch me up to the top, and it'll let me go a little bit further each time I go down. It's got to go down. Good. Do you have that same problem sometimes?
Oh yeah, all the time. All I need is a damn email, and I'm scrolling to find it, and
exactly, just looking for one thing, and then I look on the computer. It's search the messages. I type in the name, and it's we can't find it. I'm like, what do you mean? It's the same letters. God damn. So,
very frustrating.
It's just something funny. That's all good. But yeah, Snowdub Music and Entertainment is here. What's up? Did you say full cotton? Hashtag the cotton connection. Hashtag trans fat. Hashtag gender check. Gender check, baby. Snowdub. I bet you Flip and I, if we put our heads to it, we could find even 30 minutes and just make a compilation of people getting hit in the crotch and make you a hashtag gender check Christmas gift
That's a good idea.
Montage.
Everyone
There's
send in your ball shots to www.rookiecriticballshots.com.
Exactly. I'll trademark the site so nobody else can take that before it's too late.
No nudes. No nudes.
Nope. No nudes. Nope. Angela Straven says, the couple Teespring shirts I have gotten have been really great comfort-wise. Yep, exactly. They're pretty good. Pretty good. I like that as well. Final Death Star is in the chat and he is backstage. He and FANZCENE will be joining us very shortly. Says, hey, what's up, Snowdub? What's up? What's up? Hell yeah. Snowdub says, put the freaking lotion in the basket. You hear me, Flip?
He does say that. He's like, put the lotion on its skin. Now put the lotion back in the basket. Yeah.
It's like, what does he want? He's got to be more clear. He wants you to put it in the basket. He wants you to put it on his skin. What does he want here? What does he actually want here? You know?
Well, I'm just trying to check out my auto trader, man. God.
Hell yeah, my friend. That'd be pretty cool. Angela Straven says, that would be cool. Get an outside perspective looking into the Ranger fandom. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do. Mads Mama Bear is here. Hello, Mads Mama Bear. Love ya. Thanks for coming on by. We're just about to bring our guests on in a moment, and we're going to get into some of our topics. We're going to be going over some of the Snyder Cut stuff. Also, I feel like our topics today finally all kind of go together. Like they all kind of mix instead of it being very random. They all flow into each other. So this should be a cool conversation. We're going to start off with the Snyder Cut, and then we're going to talk about some film alterations. That's more going off of when Netflix posted the Back to the Future Part 2 little edit that they did there, but then they also changed it back. And FANZCENE actually has some cool info on that stuff that I actually didn't understand myself. And then with that, we're going to be talking about Tenet and how that film is set to release in July or August, and if that, like, the director really wants to have that release in movie theaters. So we're gonna be trying to, if he's able to do that, there's a lot of conversation we can have here. So that'll be what we do, and then after that, if we have time for a bonus topic, we'll do who would we cast as the Justice League and what characters would they play, and then at the very end we're gonna play a little Cards Against Humanity game and have some fun with that. Got some funny decks and some funny things. If you guys want to stick around for that, we appreciate it. Hell yeah. And we got FALON in the chat as well, the 13th hour. Hello. Everybody go check out her gaming channel. She's been gaming Skyrim and Knights of the Old Republic a few times, and she's got some stuff over there that she's doing, so check that out. Hashtag tuck and roll. Oh yeah, that's his other one. Hashtag tuck and roll. Hashtag cotton connection. Hashtag gender check. Hashtag Merry Xmas. Yes, love it. All the hashtags. And Snowdub comes up with all the hashtags pretty much.
All of them.
Pretty much. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, thank you, FALON. We appreciate that. All right. Yep. Says sounds awesome. And hello. All right. Do you think it's about time that we get this show on the road, Flipster?
Yeah, I think so.
Think now would be good. Do you think that we should? What's another word for start the show? All right, checking your mustache, looking pretty.
Did you ask? Oh, when should we start the show?
No, I said what's another word for start the show?
Let's see. There's begin.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's do that.
Shall we begin?
So it begins. And now it begins. So it begins.
And so it begins.
Shall we begin?
Shall I begin?
Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Shall we begin? Yes, we shall. We've got FANZCENE, the Night Ambassador of the Collective here. What's up, dude? Your mic is muted, just so you know. What's up, man?
There it is. I forgot that muted. Not much. What's up with you guys?
Hell yeah! Oh, you got your shades too. Perfect. We shall become the fandom collective in black.
Oh yeah. And
Work.
got the shirt.
Hell yeah! Another one. The trifecta. There we go. Heck yeah! And we got the final. I mean, J.J. Abrams. What the hell are you doing here?
What?
What the hell?
Thanks for having me on the show, everyone. I'm really happy to be here.
J.J. Abrams. I said,
Hey,
Death
guys.
Star's a link. What are you doing
Oh my
here?
goodness. I'm on the Fandom Collective. I can't believe it. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation to talk about my new film, The Rise of Skywalker.
What a mystery.
I mean,
Like a mystery
hello.
box right
You guys
below.
are all such big fans.
I mean, I know that this must be a special day for you to be on the Almighty Fandom Collective channel, but
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
On a scale from 1 to suck, where would you rate The Rise of Skywalker?
Is there such a thing as Deep Throat on that scale? That's probably where.
In the duty hole.
Oh my goodness. You guys are breaking my heart.
I didn't even make it past the first 20 minutes, man.
Yeah, my eyes
Just
kind of
kidding,
were
everyone. It's me. Just
There,
kidding.
there we
Just
go.
kidding.
Final
I
Death
pulled a fast
Star.
one on ya. Pulled a fast one on ya.
Oh,
It wasn't
Final.
JJ.
Yo.
Just kidding.
bring JJ back.
Bring JJ back.
Confirmed. Final Death Star has he's an anamorphic, or what is that? You got morphine powers. You can change into other people. Yes.
Yes.
An X-Men.
Hail the Fandom
Excellent.
Collective. Thanks, guys, for having me on here.
Hail, my buddy. Hail the Final Death Star. Just real quick and say hello to some new people that came on into the chat. We got the Rambling Canuck. What's up? What is up? What do they say in Canada? Not oi. They say, hey, how's it going?
Yep, Rambling Canuck is brand new. We just got him as a community sub alert today, man. He's brand new.
Hell yeah, what's up? New blood injected.
Doing subs. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love it. Love it, love it. And we got the ambassador in the chat. What's up, dude? Hope that your day is going well tonight.
A lot of
As
people.
well. Heck yeah, today was a nice sunny day for me. Don't know about you guys.
Oh my gosh, it's like 88 degrees here, I think, right now today.
Yeah, in
it's
Hawaii?
hot. It's hot. yeah. Hawaii.
That's good. That's great. That's great. So I think without further ado, let's get into some of the topics for tonight. So I think it'd be good to start out with the Snyder Cut. Now, he's got Flip has his 80 pages of notes for the thing, right? But yeah, Flip and I will give our opinions on it after you guys go. So Final Death Star being the first time as a guest on the Fandom Collective. I know that you probably heard about the Snyder Cut is being released, and you probably voiced your opinion on it quite a few times. But why don't you tell us what you think about it, or just give us what you think.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. It's a win for the fandom. Obviously, I'm more of an old school DC fan, like the old school movies. I mean, I've got on my wall here, I've got all 4 of the Christopher Reeve movies, like the movie. I mean, they used to be in my background before I moved to Hawaii here. They used to, my videos all had the background, and usually I'd have like Superman 2, and I think 3 were the 2 that were showing in my background of the movie size posters. So I'm a big Christopher Reeves fan. And Keaton was my Batman growing up, So I wasn't crazy about the way that DC's, I like the TV stuff, or at least most of it. With exceptions, obviously, but I like most of it. So the Snyder stuff, it's kind of like I could take it or leave it. I think the cast is good. I liked Batfleck. I like Cavill. I think Gal Gadot's perfect as Wonder Woman. But the tone of the movies, the tone of Man of Steel, I get what they were going for. The God with unlimited powers. What does it mean for humanity if he's not trying? It's like, okay, I get it. I don't think it was executed well. I don't think Superman was the right movie to do that with. I think The Boys does a better job of that. And I liked, but I do like Shazam. See, I think Shazam was like a perfect movie. The tone for what it was supposed to be. It was more of a kid's movie. It was kind of written that way, but it wasn't childish, So I thought they did that well. Aquaman, I wasn't expecting anything really, and I thought that was pretty good. It kind of surprised me, maybe because my expectations were low, but I enjoyed it. And then I thought Wonder Woman is my favorite of all the DC stuff so far. I'm looking forward to 1984 because I'm a big 80s fan anyway. So, I'm like, oh man, a movie like that set in the 80s, perfect. So the Batman vs Superman and Justice League, I wasn't too crazy about it. I thought they rushed it. They rushed the whole thing. So with the Snyder Cut being released, I don't know. I don't know how much more they can really add to it. I know, I guess Zach has a 4-hour cut, or that's the rumor that there's something within 4 hours footage. So I guess it gives a little more room to add more depth to it. But how much could they really shoot? Because I know now that Darkseid's being rumored, and I think Darkseid is a freaking awesome villain. You know, he's one of my favorite villains. I always liked him growing up better than Apocalypse, better than Thanos. You know, Darkseid was more my guy. But I don't know how much they can really add because still, like, you know, Steppenwolf was still ultimately the villain of the movie, so you can't really have these huge fight scenes with Darkseid. You know, but I think overall for the fandom, it's a win because it proves that fans can make a difference. You know, if you have enough voices that are pushing for something, speaking out for something, uniting for something, it can make it happen. You know, so I think ultimately it's a good thing. Even though personally, I'm like, I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. I'll watch it. I'm hoping it adds to the movie. You know, and to maybe build for Justice League 2 because I don't know where that's at right now. But okay, I'll stop. I talk too much now.
No, you're good. You're good to share your thoughts like that. It sounded like you put a whole week's worth of conversation into 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that was really good. I like that. You went from all the way from the beginning to the whole story. And
it's like I've said enough now. We're like, I can wrap it up in like 2 minutes.
I like that. But yeah, so I like that take. And yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I didn't really like the BVS stuff either. The Justice League movie that came out, it looked kind of silly to me, but it was entertaining in a ridiculous way. I was like, this is oddly funny, but I didn't really care for it. But yeah, we'll get into what Flip and I think about that in a sec. FANZCENE, what are your thoughts on the Snyder Cut stuff?
I'm actually excited for the Snyder Cut. Much like Final here, I'm a huge Christopher Reeve fan. Superman 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's like my favorite Superman. He will always be my Superman. I know a lot of people don't like Zack Snyder's DCEU, which is fine. I enjoyed Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was awesome. Wonder Woman and Man of Steel are probably my two favorites. Shazam, I thought was an excellent movie. He's one of my favorite characters. Aquaman was good. Like he said, I wasn't expecting much, and it surprised me. Batman vs. Superman, I can honestly say I didn't like it. I didn't like the way Superman was treated in that movie because I like him more than I like Batman. And it always seems like Batman is always like, oh, look, I'm Batman. I'm cooler than every hero. It kind of gets on my nerve, but I like Batman. I'm not saying I don't. I do. I really do. But there's just something about Zack Snyder's vision and where he was going with this that I actually want to see. I want to see his payoff. You know, some people may not like it. Some people may. But I'm really looking forward to it because I want to see what he had planned and where he was going. And I know that it's not always possible, but I like to see that an artistic person gets their vision fulfilled. You know what I mean? Whether people like it or not, he had a plan. He set out a goal, and he never got to finish it for various reasons. And now he gets to finish it somewhat. I mean, it's not going to quite be the full Snyder Cut because, you know, he can't go back and reshoot things. But I'm so looking forward to seeing where it heads out. But, you know, I agree with a lot of what Final said there, too.
Yep, that's good. Good takes on it. Mm-hmm. I like that. Flip, what was your takes on it? We talked about it last week a little bit, too. But, you know, after hearing all these takes and hearing what's going to happen with it, what are your thoughts?
Well, I liked Christopher Reeve, just like you, FANZCENE. I really thought that was just Superman my whole life. But I will give Cavill credit. Until Henry Cavill came along, I mean, and it's not fair. Who's the guy that played him in Superman Returns?
Brandon Routh, who I'm a fan of him.
I liked him, to be honest. If he'd had a better script to work with, maybe something better than it seemed like it came off like a romance novel of Superman, but I like the idea. I would be okay, honestly, if and what I'm hearing is that Snyder wants to reuse all the Darkseid stuff for Ray Porter. Let him do it, man. They're already going to spend $20 million to do this. It's a real thing. It's got Affleck excited. It's got Cavill excited. Everyone seems pretty excited about it. And I'm so bummed about Affleck leaving. The only guy I ever considered Batman was Michael Keaton. Until Affleck. He worked hard for that role. He built like a brick, house. I mean, what do you say to that? I mean, he worked hard. Even to come back to reshoots, the man had to hit the gym and fast. But for whatever reason, it's got him excited. So that makes me feel like maybe there are even read rumors, people doing videos about him possibly coming back. Will it happen? Who knows? But yeah, I think it's great that they gave in and did the Snyder cut, but I think it was less of a give in. I think it was more of here's an opportunity to do what Ghostbusters 2016 needs to do and is working on doing, and see if we can turn this around. I think they're seeing what Marvel's doing and going, this might be a good opportunity. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
All right, I agree in some ways, but I kind of think they're doing things the opposite of Marvel still, like in a way, because the fact that I was listening to the High Council the other day with Jeff Hicks, Midnight's Edge, and Mecca and Ryan Kendall and all them were on there, Stephen Walton, and they're talking about how. Well, do you guys hear any background noise from my end?
No.
Okay, because there's people doing yard work next door. I don't know if that's cutting in or not. Okay, I don't know if it's cutting in, but they're talking about how like AT&T buying Warner Brothers is probably a huge reason as to why this is happening, because they're like, they are hearing a bunch of people, fans, and a lot of their audiences wanting to see the Snyder Cut and are going for it, and they want to make some money because they invested in Warner Brothers. And there's a lot of footage. Most of the footage is already shot for his Snyder Cut. They have a budget of $20 million to make a 6-episode thing on HBO, and then that's how they're going to do it basically. And this is a good opportunity for it. I can't see Marvel really doing something like this yet. Like if there's a version that somebody else had and then they give them a chance to do it again, like I don't know if they would necessarily. But, I'm glad that they're able to do it, too. But this kind of brings a question for you guys, too, with this. So Snyder's going to be able to get his vision to life. And Flip mentioned Ghostbusters 2016. And, they're trying to kind of twist the thing so they can kind of get something different with what they wanted with it. And I don't know, what do you guys think about that with films? Do you think that they should do this type of thing with the original director's vision of a film, which can be kind of misconstrued in some ways, I think, because studios have a lot of their interference with final products of movies anyway, and it doesn't become the director's vision. But at the end of it, like, isn't it argued that like George Lucas was going to bring Star Wars in a different direction anyway, but with different people's opinions, interference, and all these things, kind of shifted it toward what we got? So I just want to ask you guys about that, like bringing directors' original visions to life. Open floor.
I think without it, we probably, we wouldn't have had the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, which I think probably, it changes the tone of the movie. But I think I like it better because it's more in line with the first one. I mean, I like the theatrical cut as well. It's a little more fun, a little more comic-y, playful. But the tone of like the first movie was a little more serious. It was at the time for 1978, it was kind of taken as a serious movie, a serious film. It wasn't like a comic booky movie that's supposed to be kind of fake and like the Superman of the TV show of past movies and TV shows. It was supposed to be Superman if this were happening in the real world. Now obviously we've gone beyond that now with like the Dark Knight, the Nolan films, which really tried to make it real, but at the time it was supposed to be serious. So with Superman 2, the Donner version, he brought it back to being a little more realistic, a little more serious, not as kind of comic, I don't know what the comical, it's not comical, but
right. Corny-ish or something.
Yeah, exactly. Corny-ish. Yeah.
Richard Donner was actually directing Superman 1 and 2 together as being filmed all at once. And he got into a thing with the producers, the Sulkins, because they wanted to go one direction. He wanted to go the other directions, just like, like Zack Snyder. And so they brought in Richard, can't remember the other guy, but his name was Richard something too, and he was more of a comedic director, and they brought him in to like as a go-between, and then they eventually just moved Richard Donner out, put him in charge. It's very much similar to like Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon.
Richard Lester.
Very similar. Richard Lester.
I just looked at my poster for it. I'm like, I have it right here.
The Richard Donner cut is very similar to the Snyder cut. Very similar, because he was forced out of his movie, his vision. He was taking the movie very seriously, and it was the first time a comic book movie was actually taken seriously. And then the producers wanted a little bit more comedy in it, and that's why they brought in Richard Lester, and they just forced out Richard Donner, and he did Superman 2. So,
yeah.
Well, so since we have like proof in a way, or like an example of something to reference, like how did people enjoy seeing the second cut? So there was one cut that was released in theaters, I imagine, and then the other cut was just released on VHS or something, or what
It
happened?
was DVD.
DVD.
It was like 2008 or so. I have
Yeah.
it somewhere. Yeah, it wasn't actually that long ago. So it people waited
Yeah.
a
Oh, wow.
long time to see his cut of it, and I think it's been pretty well received by most people.
Yeah.
Most people enjoy the Donner cut because again, it goes back to the first movie and his, because like you were saying, Fancy, he did 2 movies at once, so he had one long story, that was supposed to.
Yeah.
It was just too long, so they had to break into 2 movies. So to see the second movie, it falls more in line. Now they had to use like rehearsal footage, for some of the scenes, so it doesn't really look like you can see Christopher Reeves is like a little thin. It doesn't really look as good, but they used what they could. Obviously you can't go back. Especially 10 years ago, they didn't have the technology to go back and bring Tarkin back to life. Like it wasn't
Right.
around, so they had to use whatever footage they had.
Right.
Now I think Snyder's got a better opportunity to do, and we've already seen him CG Henry Cavill with the mustache thing, but he's able to do a little more. I hope they don't have to do that again.
Yeah.
It did look awkward, for his. I just
Yeah.
hope
And like in Superman 1, when he spins the Earth around to save Lois, that was actually not supposed to happen at the end of the first film.
Right. Yeah,
that was supposed to happen in the second film, and that's what they actually in the Donner cut. He does that in the Donner cut. So like, Superman 1 technically isn't Donner's cut either. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. They jumbled the scenes around in editing. Well, but then there's a case to be made for sometimes the director's vision isn't always the best. Like with Lucas, Star Wars. I mean, if you guys have not seen the documentary How Star Wars Was Saved in the Edit, it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It really shows his wife really cut that movie in a certain way that to make the flow. I think we got a different film than what Lucas would have put out had he had complete control. And then we see with the prequels, he did have complete control. And I like the prequels, I think Revenge of the Sith is still really fantastic. But, there's issues here and there. Great story, not the best execution. I think if he had someone saying, George, maybe not, so there are definitely arguments to be made on both sides.
Yes, true.
Right. I agree. Flip, did you have any more you wanted to add on to that?
I didn't know there was a Donner cut. I know now, but now I'm real excited. I'm going to go find this and watch it.
Yeah, you can get it on the DVD, or it's probably on Blu-ray now too.
Yeah, I think they put it on Blu-ray too now.
Yeah, I think I actually have
you can buy like one and the Donner cut all together on a Blu-ray.
That's outstanding. I just love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
about it. I agree with you, Final Death Star. I love Revenge of the Sith. Probably all of us agree as far as the prequels go. But.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I wanted to say real quick on that with. I was going to say, so with the director, do you guys remember the Fantastic Four of a couple years ago?
The Mouse Tower.
Yeah.
Was it? There's a director for that first that got fired, and then they brought on somebody else, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Josh Trank.
Yeah, Trank.
Josh Trank was directing it, and I guess he was doing a really bad job, and they thought he was weird. And he kind of caused a lot of problems on set, according to them. And he just made a horrible movie.
You see, would that be something
cost him his job at Lucasfilm and everything?
Would that be something people would want to maybe see, in curiosity, or that's the question I'm bringing around. That's the kind of question I'm bringing out here.
Like with Josh Trank's cut, or the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, or even the Paul Feige cut of Ghostbusters. No, we do not need those 3 directors to make their cuts of their films, because I really don't think their cuts would be any better than what they got.
Well, so my question with that though goes kind of this kind of confused me, because I thought they already released. I thought this was already a thing for years, since I don't know how long it would go back toward, but at least 30 years of time, where you have the theatrical cut, then you have the director's cut. Like a lot, not for every movie, but for lots of movies. Like the only one that comes to mind immediately is oddly Epic movie. There's it's a horrible movie, but it's it has 5 different cuts or something. One's for television censored cuts. There's a theatrical cut. There's a directed cut version or something, and it's adding in whatever stuff the director wanted for it. So it's I thought director's cuts already existed and was a thing, but go ahead.
Yeah. Like if the director is actually in good favor with the studio, and has a good relationship with them. And sometimes they cut things out for the theatrical releases, everything. And then later on, they're like, let's make a little more money. And we like this guy, so let's let him add in a little bit of the stuff he wanted to keep in, and we'll sell it as a director cut, which is fine because a lot of times, those are only like 5 extra minutes longer. So
right.
really
Is that the same? Would that be the same thing? I'm just trying to get this into a category, I guess. So then it's in BVS, Batman vs Superman, there was like a 30-minute extended edition. Is that also technically not Snyder's cut? The director's cut, already. Like people are wording it differently, but I feel like it's been something that's already happened.
Yeah,
the only difference being this director wasn't able to finish directing his movie, and they're giving him a chance to put out what he wanted to.
I think
with it.
I think the difference, because you could say like the Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, they have an extended edition that's like 3.5, 4. It's almost 4 hours long. Because I saw that in the theater. They did when that came out, they did like a whole. I was in New York, and they had one like an old school theater, and they had all 3 movies playing. So it was it was like the whole afternoon, and they ended with that, with the extended edition. And I think the difference is a director's cut is when a director did not get his vision across. It was not his vision that finished that movie. And an extended edition, it's like, well, it's my vision, but we had to cut stuff for time. The theater, they didn't want a 3.5-hour movie for whatever reason. They thought an audience would sit through it. It was a 2:45, 2 hour 45 minutes. But I actually had like a 3 hour 15-minute movie. So there's extra scenes we cut. It doesn't change the vision. And a director's cut, I think, is more like, here was my vision that maybe that scene that got cut was integral. The studio said no, but I didn't want it to be pulled out. I think that's the difference in extended edition versus a director's cut.
Right. So, I mean, this is kind of what I'm getting at is like, so there's like the studio cut, which is technically the theatrical cut, the agreed upon, it was all filmed, people had their hands in it, whatever. That's the theatrical studio cut. And then there's like the director's cut, which was more including scenes and discluding scenes that he wanted to tell it the way he wanted, basically. And then there's the extended, which is basically the theatrical plus extra scenes, basically. And I mean, I think that's good, but I mean, don't they sell them in the same disc? Like if you bought a DVD or something, usually you get both versions or something. Or you get the separate one, but they're both available on the market. I feel like that's something good in a way. It's hard to say if that's something that should happen all the time with everything, but I do think it's a start because, it's almost like, because they reboot everything anyway these days. They make all the time. And it's like, Rogue One was going to be completely different than what it was. Or the trailers even showed something different than what we got. And it's like, well, what was that movie?
On that too.
It's like, what was that movie?
There was 2 directors on that too.
Also Solo. I mean, Lord and Miller got taken out like, what, 80% of the movie was filmed, and they brought Ron Howard in to finish it. So, is there a Lord and Miller cut? I mean, they didn't finish the movie, so you can't. But
No.
But in those cases, would we want to watch those movies?
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of the thing. The Snyder, that's my last point on this whole thing. Is like enough fans. Like I assume at least thousands, if not 1 million. I have no idea how many people tweeted they want the Snyder cut. Yeah, exactly the amount. It's like there's enough demand.
They raised money for suicide charity and everything, so there was like a lot of people wanting this cut.
Yeah, that's something unique. Also, is that like it's kind of like with crowdfunding. You have an audience that's wanting a thing, and you just got to go, okay, there's this many people. Well, that's that many people that are probably going to buy our thing. So, even if it doesn't appeal to everybody, not everybody wants it, whatever. You're making something that they can also buy, which, when people are talking, reject the Snyder cut and all this, it's like, oh, fuck you. Like, what are you talking about? If they wanted to make, I don't give 2 shits about Ghostbusters, the originals or the 2016 one personally. But if they wanted to have extra different cuts or versions or whatever, have a field day. Fans, wanted to have that and they're hashtagging it. By all means, go ahead. You're not committing a freaking crime. Like when everybody was doing hashtag release Snyder cut, who the fuck are they hurting?
Exactly.
He had a family emergency as a director to deal with that prevented him from finishing out his thing. He ran 4 laps and just needed 1 more lap or whatever to finish the thing, and then somebody else finished it for him. And it's like, it's not the same. He didn't get to do his big finish.
I have a quick question for you guys, if you don't mind, on that note. Y'all were mentioning the different cuts, and Final Death Star said that the Lord of the Rings had some like 4-hour cut or something.
Yeah.
How many of us? I'm going to go ahead and answer that I would. How many of us would like to watch a 4-hour cut of a Star Wars movie made by George Lucas or anybody but Disney? One that we expect to be good.
Yeah, I mean, if
I would.
it's good and it's Lucas,
Yeah,
or
if it's
even
good and Lucas.
it was Lucas inspired,
That kind of goes in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
It goes-
sit through. I mean, I sat through the Lord of the Rings, and I'm much more of a Star Wars fan than Lord of the Rings. So I definitely do it for Star Wars if we knew it was going to be good.
I'd say it goes with any fan base or like with any director you
Yeah.
believe in that can make something good. If it's that's the thing too. That's just funny. Like with Star Wars fatigue, it's like that's not the fatigue of the amount that you're giving out. It's the amount of crap. We're digging through all this crap. We're getting tired. Our noses. I can't take this anymore. I got to get out of the room. Because it's too much shit. If it was good shit, we'd be like, oh, dude, I can't wait for seconds, man. First in line. Let's go. Give me more. Give us more. Give us more. Yeah. We're the type of people that would be, out waiting outside of a line on a Thursday night for the release on, midnight the next day or whatever for the movie to come out. But, those don't happen anymore, and they don't get to see that physically as an example of the dedication people would give. So if they had a 5-hour cut of something, people would watch it. Aren't there like 4 or 5 movies that I don't know if the theatrical cut was that long, but like something of Arabia and whatever. There's a few movies that are like 5 to 11 hours long or something. Like I don't know, like that's crazy. But it's like, hey, they made it. I don't know what structure of filmmaking that is, but hey, they made that thing. So if people like it like that, by all means, take a day off and watch it.
Well, look at I was just about to say we don't really get movies like that anymore, but then I thought, well, The Irishman is like The Irishman's almost 4 hours.
that was a long movie.
Yeah, that wasn't theatrical, but it still was about a 4-hour movie that they released. It's a little under 4 hours, but it's got to be to repackage something in like an extended edition. It's marketing, right? So, I mean, the studio's going to do it. Look at how many Star Wars versions we've had, even when, before Disney. Yeah. I mean, it was like every year there was some new cut, new edition, new repackaging, a shiny cover for the box set. It was something new. You have to have a franchise that they know is going to sell, that's in demand. I don't think we've ever gotten something like Superman, even though it had been 30 some years, they knew that movie was the Donner cut was going to sell well because it's Superman. It's such a classic, iconic movie. So you have to have something that's going to sell, and the studio knows they're going to make money off of it for them to even consider it. The Snyder cut has had so much for 3 years. The hashtag release the Snyder cut's been trending and pushing. They know they're going to make money off of it. It's going to do well.
And it's a win not only for the fans, it's a win for the studios too, because not only are they providing this cut that so many people have wanted, they're also launching their streaming service with a product that people want to see, so they will get their money made back in return. So it's like, it's like a thing. And when people like complain about it, I don't see where the problem is there. You want good entertainment. You want them to listen to you, and they listen to you, and they're going to make money on the side. So it's a win-win. Why would you even be mad at any of that?
Yeah.
Because giving into toxic fans is
toxic fans. They raise money for suicide prevention and stick up for people and don't do anything bad. They're toxic. It boggles the mind, man.
I want this to be successful, because if this is successful, the studio execs will hopefully be influenced by this more in the future. Like, I don't want everything to become a director's cut or Lucas cut. And believe me, I'd like to see a Lucas cut, but
that'd be funny at least.
Fuck it. But with that one, but
they launched the petition. They launched a petition to do a 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith. So
I know that. Yeah, they'd have to get some money together on that one. But I want it to be successful so that they see that we're not just toxic fans. We know what we are saying. I will pay you money if you do this. Mm-hmm. It's not that hard, and we're just
well put. We're literally going, hey, we want money out here. And they're like, don't listen to those people. They're evil, toxic dudes. And we're like, after the Snyder cut thing, if that's good, they'll go, wait a sec. Those If we listen to them, we might make money. Oh shit!
Their
Oh,
main,
wow!
main agenda, main motive is like, let's get our fans to
Yeah.
want to pay for our product. That should be like a no-brainer.
Well, it's kind of like, with crowdfunding stuff, like, if you look at like Comicsgate or anything, like they're doing independent comic books, and they're building that based off of their YouTube audience. They're having their YouTube audience and then selling the comics to their audience, basically. And, that's been successful where it is, whether or not they make $10,000 on one thing here or over 100,000 or 800,000, whatever. It's like you're selling it to people that want to buy it. That is kind of the thing. It's like and that's successful in and of itself. You have you have people that will buy your stuff, and it's not just because of the stuff. I mean, you're able to sell it to them and pitch it in a way that they want to get it, and that can get other people to want to get your thing too. They'll see them with it and go, "Hey, what's that?" And then they're like, "Hey, I want that too." "Oh, well, look at this guy." "Okay, what are they doing?" "Well, they're doing this." "That's freaking cool. Let me get that too." Then you got more fans, and your audience will grow. That's kind of its basics in a way. It's like it's almost like it's almost like a Planet of the Apes thing, where like they come from Earth, but then they go away from Earth and they come back to Earth, and they don't recognize Earth until and then they go, "Oh yeah, geez, it's Earth, same people." "Oh shit." It's like, I don't know, but I think
I definitely think some. Go ahead.
I was gonna say if we had any last things on the Snyder Cut.
I was gonna say I definitely think some studios will look at this and they might try to find projects that they have that maybe people want something of and give it to you. But not all studios are going to do this, and definitely I do not believe Disney would in any way, shape, or form release any other various cuts or things of their product, because what they got out there is what they want you to have, and plus they've made billions of dollars off of it, even if it ain't good.
Well, actually, no, I disagree, because The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, every live action version of a cartoon they've made now, I feel like they kind of would. I mean, maybe not the way we want it, but they'd make another one. That's all I can.
Yeah, well, I mean, like if somebody wants a cut of this, well, we'll just add in a scene and say it's this cut, and then boom, they got more money.
Well, like Iron Man 3, I think, is an example here, then maybe, because I don't know exactly what happened with the set on Iron Man 3, but I'm pretty sure there were some disagreements in the filmmaking of it, in the process in the studio of the direction that they took, making the Mandarin what it was and having the plot be around what it was. Maybe there could have been a different cut of that. I mean, who knows? I don't know if they'd actually change
they got a better cut of it.
If they do,
a better cut of that.
I can't see Marvel doing that though. Marvel movies have done so well overall that I don't.
To go back and change something that wasn't as well received, but was still accepted enough by people.
Right.
Like, it's fine. It's not. It's not praise.
Even like in Iron Man 2, they were actually going to do the Demon in a Bottle story. They teased it in that movie, but that's when Disney bought them. So Disney interfered on that and cut out a big chunk of the Demon in the Bottle story of Iron Man. And if you don't know what the Demon in the Bottle story is, it's where Tony Stark, he becomes a straight up alcoholic and just like tears his life apart. It's like a really dark story.
That'd be great.
And they teased it in that scene where he's having a party and he's really drunk and he's
kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's kind of dick. That they were teasing it there, but like that's also what caused Jon Favreau to leave Marvel for a little bit as well. When Disney caught in there,
because they cut into what he wanted to do with Iron Man, right? I remember hearing something like that. Yeah.
If you go back and watch like most of the Phase 1 movies before Disney took a hold of them, they were a little darker. They were a little more serious than comedic.
They did have a different tone. The tone was very different with them, and all of them pretty much. Even in Thor 1, which I don't like that much, but the stuff that was in it was unique, for what it was.
And then, when Disney took over, they sort of steered them this direction instead of that direction.
Right. Go ahead.
I hope Favreau learned from that experience and pushes back against any influence that Disney and KK have with the Mandalorian, because it's kind of the same thing right now with that. He's now kind of he's at the helm of the Mandalorian, and he's got to fight this, I think, constant battle. We hear all these like rumors there might be some kind of civil war within Lucasfilm right now with like Favreau and Filoni, the Favroni crew, and then the KK crew, and they've got two opposite views and they're battling and they've got their minions on each side. So hopefully he learned from that and, doesn't leave, but fights harder.
Yeah.
Agreed. I've heard, we've all heard the Civil War thing. Filoni and Favreau together seem to work really well. And as long as Favreau can stay there and fight the good fight, I think we might get some good Star Wars coming up.
Yeah. And I definitely think he's got more power now than he did when he was doing those Iron Man movies. Because, like, he made Jungle Book and The Lion King. Even though we may not like them, he made Disney a boatload of money with those.
Yeah.
A boatload. So he's definitely got more stroke now than he did then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good point, man.
I'm glad to hear that he was fighting. I didn't know about that during Iron Man. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's kind of forced him out. I mean, it was like a whole lot known, but he kind of just like stepped back, and that's why he didn't do Iron Man 3. He just was like a producer, and he acted in it, and he's friends with Robert Downey Jr., so he kept playing happy and everything. And then, like, he kind of stepped away when Joss Whedon came in and did the Avengers, and then, like, after Age of Ultron, once that kind of was a mishap for them, he sort of was brought back in, and
that would be a good one to get a different cut. If they have, if they shot footage or could edit it in a certain way to make it different, that'd be a cool version to see different.
Yeah,
if you go back and watch like the early trailers, there's some scenes in that trailer that are out of the movie, cut out of the movie. You can tell there's probably a different cut.
The thing that sold me on that one was there are no strings on me. I was like, oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, let me get that. Then he's like, pancakes. And it's like, dude, no.
Yeah.
No.
Joss Whedon.
Yeah, god damn it. But I feel like we could get into a whole Marvel conversation at some point. But let's switch up the topics here for a little bit.
Okay.
That was a great conversation on the Snyder Cut. But let's piggybacking off of that type of discussion, let's talk about film alterations. Now, and I got this idea from seeing on Netflix. I saw Justin Proper posting about it. I didn't actually watch Back to the Future 2 that was on streaming myself to know it, but he's talking about how they made a weird cut in Back to the Future where he's finds the Almanac magazine in the trash can and goes like, ooh la la, with the picture and everything, but they cut that in a jumpy way or something, and we thought it was Netflix that did it, but FANZCENE knows a lot about this, so why don't you clear up some of that stuff?
Okay, so like a lot of people thought Netflix was like Disney Plus editing Back to the Future 2 like they did with Splash and with Darren Hannell's backside, but actually from what I read and what I found out was that Universal Pictures actually gave Netflix this edited version to put on because it's a cut that was made for foreign audiences, not American audiences.
Oh.
And Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, who are the writer and director of the movies, they did not know this cut even existed. And they're the ones that asked, Universal, Bob Gale asked Universal to destroy that cut of the film, period. And I don't know if they did or if they will, or if that's just like something that they put out there to get people back on their side. But I would believe that because Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale take good care of Back to the Future franchise. As long as they're alive, it will not be remade, it will not be re-edited, and it will not have a sequel, a fourth movie. It's done. But as soon as they're dead, it's being remade, plain and simple.
Yeah.
But according to them,
it'll be public market at some point in the future anyway.
It'd be like boom, gone, and it'd be remade in trash. But like the edit, because like foreign countries, what we don't get to know a lot about over here is they don't allow a lot of stuff in their films like we allow in our films. Mm-hmm. Like they don't allow certain things, and plus, Ooh La La was an actual real magazine for the time, so there might have been a little bit of a copyright issue over there as well. So, but that's why the bad edit version was on there, and then it was removed, and now the original edit is back on Netflix.
It really brings Netflix in a way down to like a realistic level as far as like, I thought they're this, very smart generating machine of streaming, but they're essentially just submitted videos by studios and put it up there. So it's like, they can make a mistake too.
Just make deals and like, oh, you're going to let us stream Back to the Future. Here's $1 million or how much they ever paid for it, and it's on their,
Right.
it's on their platform.
Go ahead, final that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was to say, I wonder if they, if they threatened with a lawsuit, because you think they would, because if it's in their contract that no one can touch that movie, you think they'd have legal standing for a lawsuit against. I don't know about Netflix, maybe Netflix because they put it out there, but I guess Universal, maybe, I don't know. Is that this Universal put it out originally, right? It was a Universal movie?
Yeah, it's like they're the what do you call it? They're the production company, but they're distributor. Yeah, they're the distributor of the film. So like Robert Zemeckis directed it, Bob Gale wrote it, and they own intellectual characters, property, and all that. And then like Universal owned the rights to like stream it and ship it across the world to other countries.
Right. Yeah, I would think they might have legal standing for a lawsuit, which, hey, I mean, it's a good thing that they did. Well, first of all, it's a good thing that fans noticed, like I also found out through Jeremy. I saw his video and I was like, oh man, this is, it's a little thing and it's a minor thing. You think, well, in the long run, what does it matter? It doesn't change the movie or even the scene, but it does, because it opens the door to, if they change this and they get away with it,
one inch, and what do you have?
An inch, they take a mile.
Like speech. You start saying this is hate speech or that's hate speech. Next thing you know, you're going to jail because
next thing they'll say that the girlfriend was dressed with too much clothes and need to remove all scenes with her in it or something. Or
also,
CGI in sleeves.
Right.
Speaking of which, I got one for you. Disney Plus has also edited the Wizards of Waverly Place movie. Now, I read about this.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so the mom, I've never, it's kids movie and everything. I vaguely remember it. I never really watched it.
And then they made a movie on it too. Yeah.
Yeah, they made a movie for the Disney Channel, right? So in a scene in the movie, the mom is a little cleavagey. She shows a little cleavage.
Yeah, she does
right?
got some babies. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they blurred out her cleavage. People thought it was a smudge on their screen and tried to wipe it off. Turned out they were blurring out.
What? I gotta look into that, man. Did you make a video on that? That'd be a good.
No, I did. I put out a tweet about it, but it was like,
oh my god,
yeah, it's crazy that they edited that.
Is it rated? What's that rated? PG or is it?
It's
like G. It aired on the Disney.
No cleavage
for
this. It was a cable released television show, and it's probably the same. The way they usually do their Disney movies that are based off their shows are usually almost the same exact style and everything. So they don't. It's TV cable approved on the video. Wow, that's crazy. But this is a good. I gotta look into that later, but that's a good segue into like what I wanted to bring up with all of that, like with that edit, even though it's a misconception and you just cleared that up. But it's like, so with films making, or with studios or companies making alterations to films in general, like we all very well know that George Lucas goes and changes his movies quite often, which, it's fine sometimes in a way, but the only way I really would accept that better is if you can still get the other versions rather than just have to get the one version. But, if Netflix were able to, we can edit this little thing here and, make it a little different. Or I've heard Disney Plus edited a few things on some of their movies, added more clothing to a person. It's like, where is a line? Are we okay with them making little edits and changes here and there with something? Or is there a line that we kind of go, no, don't let it be as it is? Or we can kind of tie this back with the Snyder Cut thing. Do you think there should be an alternate version released where it's like, I can't even believe I'm saying this, like the TV version or something, like a more completely more censored version for the modern times, I guess, but still keep the old one or what? Like, what do you guys think?
Can I talk first for a second?
Yeah.
Am I the only father here?
Yeah. So far.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a daddy.
Sort of a dad. I'm sort of a dad.
Just kidding.
I take care of a 4 and a 3-year-old. Basically, I'm like their father.
I would that your custodial parent, really. I mean, your guardian. But the reason I say that is because as a parent, or even you, FANZCENE, someone who guards what these children see or experience during their time with you, Yeah, I mean, I think I understand during hours of the day, if you want your show on like the basic three, NBC, CBS, ABC, sure, maybe I could understand certain shows. Like you don't want to put Friday the 13th on at 10 a.m. Just don't want to do that. But,
Right.
but if you do, maybe, make sure the kids should there be dad's watching the kids that day. He's asleep on the couch because he was partying last night, and the kids watching Friday the freaking 13th at 10 a.m. Well, maybe you get on it. But past like 7 o'clock, I mean, I think you should be able to put whatever you put on cable or satellite or wherever else. I might be a little bit more liberal in that respect, and I mean that not in a political sense, but that there's profanity, nudity, violence, etc. I think anything past that, no, everything goes. Make it the way you, the director, created it, and the writer as well. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's
You
a
want
good
to go final?
Yeah, sure. I think once the suns go down,
Nice.
once that goes down, and like the kids are in bed, it's kind of that was a primetime TV. It was always growing up that stuff wasn't shown until after dark. And now there's more channels and you have all the streaming stuff. So, but all that stuff has children's settings. If you have Netflix, you can get YouTube Kids, the kids version of YouTube. You can change your settings on things, just prevent kids from watching something that's rated, above what they should be watching, and then create a profile for them so they can't watch that stuff. So I don't think, unless it's like a director's cut where he didn't get a chance to get his vision out and it's, something that's wanted by the fans, I don't see a need for tinkering with things. I mean, George has tinkered things up until Disney Plus. We saw that the versions that they released on Disney Plus are still a little different. You got the McClunky and all this stuff that was George's. He had changed that before. It wasn't Disney changing it. George had changed it. And then that was the version that we got on Disney Plus. But it's like, I think at some point the tinkering has to stop. The special edition, I don't mind. Like the backgrounds are nice. The cut, even with the twin sons, that scene, which I think is the most iconic scene in Star Wars, with Luke standing looking at twin sons, some of the backgrounds look nicer. Tatooine, when you have R2 and 3PO walking through the canyons, or when I guess it's just R2 walking through the canyons and the Jawas are there and they're about to zap them, and you see the kind of that pan down. And you see that nice dark kind of darkish orange sky, which weren't in the originals. So those little things, that kind of help just enhance it. But then when you take like Han not shooting first and, all this other stuff and you play around with it, it starts changing. And again, it's Lucas. It was his vision. So I guess you could make the argument, but was it needed? But was it desired by fans?
Right. That's a good point.
No one was asking for like a special day. Now, when it was announced, it was like, great.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know, then we saw Greedo shoot first and Han's head like switched to the side. I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that actually leads to what I meant to kind of ask. I forgot to mention was that with companies making these changes and physical media becoming less of a thing. I mean, it's hard to say how much longer DVDs will be around for, if they'll be around forever. I argue that there are cases in which it could still be around for many more years to be sold and produced, but it's really hard to tell these days, especially with random things like the C virus happening. I don't know anymore. It kind of throws things off a little bit on expectations. But, without us being able to physically own what was there to go, this is what came out and how it was, and I got it, without that, where they can just take it, here it is, and then we'll also change this, and we can change this later, and this, and you don't own any of it. You can have a subscription to Netflix, HBO, Amazon, Hulu, whatever the hell you want, but you don't own any of that. You do not own one goddamn thing on there. That is all just for you. You're allowed to watch it. You're paying to be able to go, can I see that? Oh, okay, cool. But, cool. That's it. You don't own any of that. So they have the right to change whatever they want, I guess, which I don't agree with. But what do you guys think? I mean, especially looking at it that way. I mean, if we can't get the choice to buy things and preserve the things, they can just change it all they want. They're changing history in a way. Yeah. What do you guys think?
That's why I support physical media from VHSs to Blu-rays to DVDs. I support that. I say you should buy those. I know people say it's a dying market, but if you look out there, there's a lot of these very boutique like Blu-ray DVD services where you can buy these films preserved the way they're supposed to be. And I'm like with George, it was his vision, it was his tinker. That's what he wanted. It's fine, I guess. I don't like it, but it's fine. It's what his. But when they're like put on these streaming services and they're edited because maybe the times are different now, or maybe they think this might be offensive, I don't think that should be allowed. Like, you know, like you said, there's these settings for YouTube Kids and all this. If you don't want your kids to see that stuff, don't let your kids see that stuff. You know?
Yeah.
I think these, if they were made one way and nobody ever complained about them, just keep them that way, preserve them that way. And it's just another reminder that when, like you said, with the streaming, it's not yours. They can do whatever they want with that. So that's why I say buy physical media. They can't change or take those from you. And that way you can know what they are. And like, this isn't like streaming, everybody's bringing it up now, but this isn't like the only time this has been done, because I'm going to go into a little bit of the Mandela effect here, right? A lot of people start thinking about the Mandela effect. Oh, like, how come the scene is different in this movie than that's not how I remember it. Well, back in the early 70s and 80s, when these movies came out to television, in order to fit the time slot that it was allotted, the TV people would actually add in scenes and take out scenes of the movie without the producers and directors knowing to fit the screen, to fit the time. So, yeah, so that's why you can actually buy TV cuts. Like I got Army of Darkness and Halloween 2, the original. Yeah. It comes with the original cut, the director's cut, and the TV cut, because they added in different scenes and take things out.
Yeah.
So it's been done. It's been done since movies were allowed to be on TV to streaming, and I do think, you know, maybe that somebody needs to be like, hey, that's enough. I'm right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
just leave it as is.
Well, you see, there's only one way I would negotiate to allow them to be able to do changes like that, and that's if they allow us to pick what version we want to see. So let's say we want to see Star Wars: A New Hope. We want to see Star Wars Episode 4. You click it, and there's like 5 options or whatever, because I don't know how many edits there are, different versions of the film. But like, okay, we've got the very original version that Lucas, that came out originally. Then there's his first edit, second edit, third edit, or something. And you can pick whichever freaking one you want to. That would be actually a positive on streaming side, I would say, if they allowed to, whenever they get a copy of a movie, they get the other copies. But I assume, I didn't think about it like that, FANZCENE, but now that you brought up that Universal gave them a copy, I never thought about it like studios giving Netflix the copy to post up there. Studios probably don't want to give them certain copies, but it's like, I think that's ridiculous, because it's like you're changing what it was. You made these copies, they exist. Freaking allow them to be there. Maybe that's the thing too. Like maybe I want to see the international cut of Transformers or something. That's a very different version, different scenes that they add in these days for foreign audiences. So that'd be interesting to be able to see that on my streaming service that I'm paying for, to see that version of the film.
I think sometimes
that's what I agree with you.
Sometimes studios don't, there's different studios that own the rights to different things too. So I think sometimes you might not get one studio owning all the different versions. Disney owns Star Wars now, but they can't release anything. They can't change anything with Lucas's, because it was his contract. So they can't. I think sometimes the legalities get in the way with what can be released, by who and who owns the rights to which. And if it was an international cut, is there a foreign, distributor that has the rights to that, where we can't release it here without their approval? I think it gets a lot of legalities kind of tie that stuff up too. So that, that's, I think, another issue that goes into this whole thing.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
That's also like there's like multiple cuts of Dawn of the Dead, the original by George A. Romero, because he worked with not only an American studio but an Italian studio, and so like there's the American cut, and then there's a completely different Italian cut with it's longer and everything with different scenes that George Romero had nothing to do with.
The black and white one, right?
No, the Dawn of the Dead, where they're in the mall.
Second one, the mall one. I think you worked with D'Argento or Argento.
Dario Argento, yeah. Dario Argento.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like he's a big time Italian director, and he made his own cut of the film too, which is vastly different than George Romero's cut, and it's only like available over there.
Yeah.
So the way I see it is like, I don't want the cuts, but if you feel like you need to edit certain things out, like Rookie said, give options. Give like the original New Hope. Give the special edition New Hope. Give the Disney version of New Hope, which most people probably wouldn't watch, but if you want to have that on there, yeah, have it on there.
I mean,
but don't just like make a cut and then put it up and not tell anybody you bothered to edit it, so they're like wiping their screen thinking there's a smudge on their TV.
Right.
Yeah, without like if they erase the original cut of Star Wars of Return of the Jedi, then kids these days would not even know like the little yum 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 the Ewok song. Because they changed it. It's not, after the special editions, it's no longer. So then yum yum song, yeah, it's gone.
That's also why the holiday special should also be on there too. That should be a thing that's accessible. I mean, thankfully it's digitally passed around the internet so much, but still, it's like the fact that he wanted to destroy it. I understand his reasoning, but he shouldn't be able to destroy that. That's public now, dude. Like, fuck you. That's we should be able to see that now. Like, that's kind of a thing. Like, whenever I want to be a director someday myself, and it's like I'm thinking about that. It's like with the Rookie's Quest, my project I did last summer. I want to, looking back now, like there's a lot of things I would change. There's a lot of scenes that I think I'm just walking around too long. I'm like, what am I doing there? I would have cut that shorter. Would have cut this and that out. Would have made more sense with some characters. But it's like I want to. Like, if I were able to do that, that'd be cool. But that'd be more for me. But I wouldn't want to take anything from you. I'd present it as an alternate option. Hey, there's both versions. You see the original one, and then my additional, the way to kind of fix it a little bit. But you still get that one as good as it is, and also this one. Like proudly promoting both. It's what I'd like to see, especially from like somebody like Lucas or from Disney with all these other versions and stuff.
There was a.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. It's a lot, a big pain in the butt for them. But I noticed that Mr. CCDV had mentioned his VHS cassettes, and I feel for him because I really feel the same. I literally have an original taped off of the CBS or whatever channel it was, Ewoks Battle for Endor with commercials, 5 or something. I would love to be able to have that actual, Yeah. Yes, I got it.
VHS, you never know if VHS are going to make a comeback too, because these trends happen where
like records,
cassette tapes, cassettes were coming back in for a while. You never know.
What I think should happen, this may be ridiculous, but I think that there should be a company or somebody who's rich, who's got enough time to. They could throw away a good, $1 million or something. Invest in making some small warehouses that make VHS copies or old record copies and stuff. Same kind of thing. So that let's just they don't have to be producing things all the time, but when it's in demand for it or for a copy of whatever, you get it and you make it on VHS or something. Maybe I'd make a deal with the studios or something, whatever, for rights legalities. But it's like
there are actually boutique companies that do that. You can buy certain movies on VHSs now, newer movies too.
Because that'd be kind of cool. So you could get the Avengers on VHS. Yes. Like that'd be kind of cool. Because that's a medium that some people prefer it, or even I'll admit, like I don't prefer. I would say that its quality is less, but there's just something I guess nostalgic you could say about putting a fat old rectangular thing in there and hearing the film, and make its little noises, and you rewind to go back to the beginning, and you think, oh shit, did the film snap? No, it's good. Okay.
Adjust tracking.
Exactly. It's all screwed up. I gotta rearrange the film thing. You got caught in the VHS player. Damn it. But whatever. I
still have a VCR. I still buy VHSs.
Yeah, there's some people that collect them, and one of these days they'll be valuable to some people. And it's like that'd be cool. This is kind of what I had a theory about, or like an idea for even like older games too. Like have some type of warehouse or something that does not mass produce things. You can't mass produce that shit. It's like like based on demand, you make these whatever products. And I mean, it may not be that profitable, but that's why I'm saying, you know, somebody who's rich and can spare quite a bit to just toss away over here, you know, whatever. He's investing money every day and making a bunch of assets anyway. You know, why not? You know, this would please a lot of people, and you'd be in a lot of people's favors. And I think it's good to be in people's favor if you're a public figure of some kind. You know, like think about, you know, if people are liking Zack Snyder right now with the Snyder cut, what if he did something like this? You know, they'd be like, oh, another thumbs up, man! Wow, you're so cool. Yeah, people would be more in his hands. People would be more in his hands for it to be in that kind of thing. So I don't have too much more to say on the subject as far as the film alterations go. But if you guys have any last things, go ahead, man. You guys got the floor.
As to which topic?
The what we're just talking about.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think pretty much. I think just if there's a demand for it and the director feels like it wasn't his original vision, then they should have the opportunity to get their original vision out there if the fans want it, and the studio agrees to it. Otherwise, I think just kind of don't tinker with things just to make money. I think is ultimately what I would say. Just don't do it. Don't repackage it just to get it, a DVD or a Blu-ray sale, or, only do it if it's needed. If you feel like you were gypped as a director and the fans want it to happen, then by all means go for it. But,
if the fans want it, I agree with that.
Right. Hell yeah. Amen.
All your fans or rude if they do want it.
Right.
Yeah.
Amen.
Right.
But
don't attack the fans when they get it.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, to bring that back around to Superman, there's actually a TV cut of the Christopher Reeve Superman movie that's like 3 hours long, and you can buy it. And Richard Donner says he don't like that cut, and he doesn't want anybody to buy that cut because it's not his vision.
Yeah.
So like, because there's like 3 different versions of the original Superman movie you can buy. You can buy the theatrical cut, the director extended cut, and the TV cut. And he does not like the TV cut. So that goes back to like them adding in stuff that was not in the original to fit on TV.
That's interesting too. God damn, see, this actually good. It makes me think about old TV cuts of versions. Like when I was a little younger, we didn't always buy everything on DVD or VHS or anything, but we'd sometimes record them on TV when they're on, so that we'd have a lot of blank VHS tapes, And Tremors was one of the ones that we'd watch and record on some of those tapes, and they cut out a lot of curse words. There's not too many things that they cut in it. I mean, there's some gory scenes and a couple of curse words and stuff, but they cut it in a way that it doesn't ruin a scene by discluding it, really. But there's one where Bert, they're fighting. The graboid comes in the basement, and he's like, "Broken in the wrong goddamn record, you big jerk," is what he says instead of "you bastard." And when I saw the DVD one where he says "you bastard," it just didn't sound like him. Just like, I mean, that fits, but I kind of liked him saying "you jerk" because it's such a non-insult too. It's like, that was funnier to me. I was like, "Oh, what a dumb thing to say." Like, "you dumb meanie, you fucking, you idiot." Like, it's just
that's what I'm talking about.
True. Sometimes
I like that.
You get a good laugh out of
like
some of the
there's certain like companies that will give you the TV cut of the film along with the theatrical cut. So like, that's why I say support physical media, because a lot of times they won't give you those TV cuts on streaming. And so a lot of people like you actually do like the TV cuts because that's what they grew up on. They watched them as a kid, and that's how they remembered them. And that's how they liked them. So like, there's a market for those. Fans want those. People don't complain about those, and then they can get that along with the theatrical cut, and they can watch them both whenever they want.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones that changed the curse words was the Smokey and the Bandit. Have you ever seen that replayed on TV?
Man, it's probably been a
You some bitch! And I don't know what he changes the word to. It's been a while.
Chicken love. Is it like a chicken lover one or something with Die Hard or something? Instead of saying "yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker," he's like, "Go to the bathroom, chicken lover." I don't know what the hell it was. I never saw the cut, so I don't know what
it was. Something like that. Something like that.
Funny. That's like, what in the hell was that for? Okay. There's another one where
it's like one of the iconic lines in all of action movies too.
Yes. There's another one in Tremors. The original version's good, and the TV version was good, where Kevin Bacon's like, "Fuck you," and then the TV one, he's just like, careers, yeah. It's like it's so stupid the way it's dubbed over, but I'm like, that's so funny, and then it's after it's dead, and they're like freaked out after it's like, whoa, that's great.
Yeah, I love it.
You really told him, Kevin,
when they do that.
Like some of the cuts I don't agree with, but they're like things like that, giving you the option to choose, leaving them all out there instead of just diminishing one of them. I think it's the better option. Leave all the options out there. Don't destroy them or take them away. That's my takeaway.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
I like that. That was good.
Yeah.
I like that one. Now, this is the last main final topic of the night. It kind of all piggybacks with kind of what we're talking about in a way, but with a different situation with it. So, all movie theaters, as far as I know, are all closed across the country, across the world. I don't know if there's any pocket ones or in certain countries that are open, but mostly overall, I don't know what they'd be playing right now if they were open. But there's no movies playing anywhere as far as I know. But Tenet by Christopher Nolan is set to release. You guys said in July?
I think it's July. Yeah,
July or August. I know it's this summer. Sometime this summer. Sometime it's set to release this summer, and if it is able to release somehow, that would mean that movie theaters across either the country or across the world, or just let's just pretend it's just the country instead of international, because that's a whole different deal to deal with, would have to open, which would mean they need to get their employees to go into the place, which right now some employees, especially if they're laid off or on unemployment, are making like a good $600 a week right now, which is hard to say. You gotta get them to go to work. And then how many people are going to actually go and see it is one. And then how many people are going to be allowed to see it, because there's going to be a limited number. However, there's going to be no competition. So there's going to be multiple theater rooms where instead of having like 4 rooms open for it, you can have the amount of rooms they have in the theater, 10 or more or something, all for your one movie. So technically they might be able to satisfy the audience amounts anyway, wherever it is. And what do you guys think about this? Like, if he's able to actually get it through, do you think he'll be able to get it through, or do you think that's just like not going to happen at all? And if so, what do you think about it? Thoughts? Open floor.
I think Chris, you go ahead, final.
Oh, good.
Christopher Nolan, I know he's been pushing for this movie to be in theaters. He wants that theater going experience for everybody, because that's why he makes movies. He's a big, theater guy. Shoots on what did they shoot that film on? Actual film. I can't remember the millimeter, but he shoots on actual film, and he's a big theater going guy, and he wants to have this movie in theaters because he feels like it's an experience that people want. We're not. I agree with it. I don't know. I really do like a big event film. I like to go to the theater and see, but with everything going on, I don't know how comfortable I would actually be. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But as far as I know, this is going to be the test movie to see how this does. If it gets out there, it gets in theaters, and then like movies like Wonder Woman, Black Widow, Mulan, and Bill and Ted. There's like all sort of waiting to see how that does. And if it's successful, then they'll probably release them in theaters. If it's not, they're going to go straight to video on demand. So I'm for and against at the same time, because it'd be cool to go to a theater and check out this movie. But then again, I don't want to risk my life.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even think of until you said there's no competition. They could literally take up most of the theaters. Now, usually you have to pay a certain amount to the theater owner, but if they don't, they're going to be desperate. If they get to open, they're not going to have a lot of, I don't know if they'll have any choices, right? So I wonder if they will just take out the whole theater is going to be this movie, and maybe it's half capacity. Maybe people can only sit every other seat.
I guess kind of what I meant by opening the floor and how they're allowed to sit. Front ways, back ways, sideways, spacing, whatever. Because
I think from at least here in California and the Los Angeles area, we are allowed now to open up retail, but you can only have a certain amount of people go inside. Yeah, there's still no
limited capacity, summer reservation.
Churches are open, but again, you can only have 100 people inside. So a theater, you got to think how many seats is that? Is one seat
Like-
buffer enough? Is that
Like if they, I assume if they had a theater with 100 seats in it, they'd probably let like 40 people into that one theater. Probably.
yeah.
Thinking.
I don't know.
According to IndieWire, they're going to be at 25% capacity if they open. So 100 seats would
Right.
be 25 seats every.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. 25 then.
That's
Exactly.
like what every other. It's like 2 seats in between.
But then there's but then again it's like, well, it's not just playing at one time. Let's say it starts at 7 p.m. Thursday night. Whatever time. Well,
Every
then it's going
theater.
to play again. It's going to play after and the next day. Like you have all weekend to go see it whenever you want. So if you can't make that first night, but there's a whole week, and it's not like there's much else to do. So I mean that's interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
You
And if
also
you
got
have
to think that like they've
Eeny, meeny,
What was
miny,
that?
mo. By the
I was just saying, if you
You could have-
at the same time, if it's 7 o'clock here, and the theater next to it 7 o'clock, theater next to that 7:30, theater next to that's you've got like the whole, because that's all they have to show. Yeah. I mean, the movie could do really well out of default.
and they've opened up drive-ins. They've opened up a lot of drive-ins lately. There's like I saw today. There's like 300 and something drive-ins across the entire U.S. They've opened up like 100 and something of them. And the number one movie in America right now is a small independent horror film called The Wretched, that was made on like a shoestring budget with like the people that made it, their families in the movie, and it's the number one movie in America right now. It's made like 600. It's made like $645,000.
That's like being at the right place at the right time. That movie just nailed it. Right timing.
Do they just have old drive-in set like locations and set it like just reopen them, or do they set up like a projector and just a parking lot or something and say, here you go?
There's some like with the big, the big wooden screen out where you got where you put in your car, the speaker, and like there's spacing them out in certain amounts so people can just sit in their cars and not have to worry about touching each other and watching it. And then there's also some where they've like blowed up like a big screen and set it out in a parking lot, and that counts as a theater.
Makeshift. Rookie, you're working on a movie now, aren't you?
Yeah.
The timing might be right. Get that thing at drive-ins. You're gonna make it off.
I wish, man. If only I could make it for the drive-ins, that'd be cool. But yeah, I've actually never been to it. I've never been to a drive-in, so I'm curious. Like that's why I'm thinking, because like
they're fun.
Because like the mall that's near me, that's probably all closed right now. But there's a movie theater in it. It used to be Cinetopia. There's only 4 of those in the U.S., but they got bought out by AMC, so there's no more Cinetopia, unfortunately. But it's AMC owned. But like the mall parking lot, or you could have like 4 screens, one on each side of the mall or something outside, and have a huge parking lot, of the mall spaces to go and watch a movie. That'd be kind of cool if they were able to do something like that, at least for a month or so until they start opening. Because this will all depend state by state, also, I imagine, because governors have different registrations and laws. Like in my state, we're about to move into like a phase 2 thing where some more businesses are going to be open, but there's some fruit plant has a lot of COVID cases right now, so they kind of put a pause on that at the moment. So who knows what's going to happen with that? But there's so many factors that goes into this with just this one movie possibly being released that like it's really fascinating to me, because I've never heard of anything like this, and it's just like the first time that there'll be one option at a movie theater. Like I've never heard of this. Or do you think they would play? I would think they'd play older movies too, if anything, to just go, hey, well, can we play this movie tonight? Oh shit, why not? Are people gonna pay to see it? Yeah, they got nothing else to do. Well, fuck, let's make some money here tonight. Okay, good. And the movie theaters themselves, if they're allowed to distribute it without paying so much money to the studios and whatnot, I mean, that'd be very beneficial. And I'd say if they set up a snack bar, whether or not it's a full-on, full stock one, that'd be kind of cool. They could charge, probably their normal prices. Should be annoying, but they can make a few extra bucks. You could still get your hot popcorn snack, ready to watch your movie. That'd be great. I feel like we all want to return to something like that. We are still in civilization. We're not in the apocalypse yet. We can still go to a freaking movie now. God damn it. So
I think things like interactive would be a way for them to go to. If you think about like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that thing's been playing in theaters for since it came out in the 70s. And I mean, it's very interactive. People dress up, they throw popcorn at the screen. There's all these cues that they've had decades to get this stuff together. But if they have movies that because everyone likes to see movies together in the theater, even if they're classic, maybe even more so if they're classic movies. Yeah. Who doesn't want to go sit together with fellow fans and watch Star Wars, the original trilogy, or and Back to the Future, and if you can make them interactive too, then you've got at least a few months worth of time to kill, until movies start coming out again. They back in production.
Start going kumbaya and let's get together. All hold hands, we are hand to hand, rise together.
That's usually how they do drive-ins, anyways. Like they'll play the new release plus an older release, so it's like a double feature. So that's how they'll get you.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I never heard. Is that like a newer type of thing, or is that what they always kind of did?
That's how the drive-ins have always been.
Yeah,
get you to buy them.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
Yeah, I don't know if there. I have to check if there's even one in my state at all. Like, I never.
I'm going to check that out because now you. It sounds like a lot of fun. It's been so long since
I have a bike. I don't have a car. I have a bike, but still, I could tag along with somebody else. Probably.
Some of them you can just get like a blanket and sit out on the floor and watch it.
Oh, sweet. That's cool too. That's good. They don't reject you for not having a vehicle. Good. They're not vehicle-less or something.
Vehicleless.
Atlanta is in a dangerous part of town. Very dangerous part of town.
Yours is?
Yeah. The only drive I know of. Yeah, it's the Starlight Cinema drive-in. Scary part of town.
Bring a gun, bring a date. That's part of the rules there, right?
Bring your own grill and a firearm. Exactly.
That's funny.
Just get a projector.
It's called the Starlight Drive-In up here.
Go outside and project it on someone else's building, on the side of someone's building.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Do you have a projector? I've done that before in New York.
Yeah, I have a small projector, and I go out to and sit in my driveway. My garage is white. Yeah. So I can project it right onto my garage door, and I'll sit there and out in the summertime, eat some popcorn with the family, watch some movies.
Yeah,
it's fun.
See, that's fun, but you wouldn't be able to charge people for it, really.
Because then I'd get arrested.
Right, but I'm saying, it's for theaters though, they'd have to, set up some type of way to where you got to get into, get some money for it. But I mean, this is it's a fun topic, and I'm hoping that they are able to show it. I want them to be successful in being able to release it. Because
me too.
And I'm hoping that theaters won't puss out and be like, nah, I don't want to open for it. Just be like, man, I don't know. This would be part of it. Theaters would have to not only this is partly why Tenet could do really, really well in the middle of a pandemic. There's no other options for it. They'd have plenty more rooms to show it, and even though they'd probably have to be at 25% capacity, that's 75% less of an audience that you probably would have had. If the theaters are able to push for people to go, hey, look, our theaters are coming back. We're doing something, or Fandango or whatever is able to, put out alerts because they're a little app, I get stupid notifications from them here and there. They're say, hey, AMC is going to be open near you soon. Get your ass ready because there's going to be a movie. I'd be like, well, okay, now shit. I might go do that. I might plan on that. I might make a reservation. No, it's sold out already on the opening weekend. Well, shit, I got to figure out a week I can go because, that'd be something fun, again, to be able to do. That'd be cool.
If one movie goes into the theater and is even a little successful, all of them are coming out.
I would think. I would think.
Yeah.
Well, they don't come out with a limited capacity, but you're right. And they probably.
Or there's going to be somebody outside the theater with a big bag full of DVDs of Bill and Ted's trying to hustle. See that movie? You want this Bill and Ted?
Yes.
That's the movie I'm most looking forward to is Bill and Ted.
Yes.
That freaking comes out. I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan. I'm just so excited for that.
Ditto.
Yeah.
I love that. But those are good points, and I like that. And I think, even if they were able to if they had just one movie, they'd be able to probably leave it in. Why would they remove it? They wait a month and remove it. keep it in all summer, like shoot. It's hard to say. I don't think they'd be able to bring back every movie, but they maybe be able to bring back 5 movies at a time or something, and that'd be kind of cool for ones that can afford it. And I mean, this is where theaters can, in a way, have the power here, because it's like even though they're shut down already though, so the studios can't go, hey, you better put this in your theater, so you should thank us for giving you business. Be like, nah, bitch, you should thank us for giving you business. Like this is, you get more than half our money anyway. Like, no, maybe we want a little extra here. We want a little more percentage. I don't know. I don't know how that would work necessarily, but I know that's how Cinetopia got bought out. It was this bigger studio, bought them out, which was annoying. But studios aren't really in the position to be complaining like that. I mean, they can release it on streaming. That's cute. That's fine. But you ain't going to get no general audience to want to do it. Half the time, for all we know, putting it in theaters is what gets people to want to get the streaming service, because they want to see more of that, or they want to be able to see that again whenever they want without getting a DVD. So theaters have a lot of power right now, I'd say. And in a way, as bad as the C virus is, it might be doing good into making us revert back to some of the older things and appreciate them for what they are, and not take advantage. So there's that.
Agreed.
I pretty much said all that I want to say on this. Do you guys want to add anything else to this?
I just want to know, is the next subject who would be in your Justice League movie?
Yes. Yes, it is. So moving on to the next subject, everybody. Moving on to the next subject. Just writing this down for a sec. I'm actually keeping track of when we switch up topics, so that I can post them later, or put it in the description at least, so people know when we change up our topics. Because you go on for a little while and you don't know what's going on. So there we go. That's why people might be able to follow through. Just start doing that. So Justice League. I personally, I'm only bringing this up as a topic because the Snyder Cut thing that's coming around, and there's gonna be whatever changes he makes to it for it, and it just got me thinking. A lot of people have a lot of conversations about the casting of the Justice League, to be honest. And it's like, well, a lot of people like Gal Gadot, but at first they thought she was going to be awful because she's a model and not really an actor in all sense of the word, maybe in a few things, but not really. And they're thinking of other models like Ruby Rose that become an actor, and like, no. It's like, okay, so and Jason Momoa as Aquaman was probably like, what the fuck is that? But he does. Jason Momoa does Jason Momoa, and that's what he did, and people liked it. So there's that, and I don't have a full cast in my head, but I do have a few people in mind. But I want to hear who you guys would cast as your Justice League, and what characters. You don't have to pick just the ones they picked in the movie. If you wanted to add Hot Girl or John Jones or whomever as your team, Green Lantern, by all means, go ahead. Like, I don't really know the full rosters anyway. Add a DC character, I don't care. Make up your own. But who would you cast in it, and what characters? Open floor to start. Go.
I'll go first with Superman. We're not casting the actors now, right? We're doing like a different.
If you think they're good for it, by all means. But if you could pick who you want, if you could pick who you want to play in a Justice League movie, like let's say they're going to make it in 3 years from now, who would you want to cast?
I like Henry Cavill a lot, but I would love to see Brandon Routh back. Because we got him with the the crossover, but I would like to see Brandon Routh back in kind of more the Christopher Reeves version, because he did, Superman Returns was supposed to be a continuation of Superman after Superman 2. So they were like kind of pretending the third and fourth movie didn't happen. And so I'd like to see him back with a feature, not just the TV version of him, but a movie. I like that. I think John Hamm for Batman would be good. I think he looks like he would sell Bruce Wayne, and I think he'd be a good Batman too. I'm not really necessarily going with age for this, because the ages are kind of different. So I'm just kind of going with who I think would be good, regardless of age or whether they match. I think I like Camelia Mendez for Wonder Woman. She's in that show Riverdale right now, and she has a new show coming out on a movie coming out on Netflix too. But I think she kind of looks the role. I think she'd be a good one. And what's his name? The actor who plays Diggle in the Arrowverse. Man, that's they kind of teased it too, but he would be the Jon Stewart Green Lantern. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Who would the girl play again?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, Wonder Woman. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up a picture of her because I just looked her up too to see.
Yeah, I think she'd sell.
So this
I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I honestly would not replace Gal Gadot. I think she plays perfectly for Wonder Woman. But if we were not going to go with the current cast, I think she would sell. I could totally see her doing it. But she's a lot younger in age, so the age wouldn't really match up with like Brandon Routh and John Hamm. So, but I wouldn't switch Gal Gadot out. But if you were going to, I think she would. I think she looks. I think she could sell Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Agreed. It's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know about Aquaman. Yeah, I kind of like Chase Crawford in The Boys. He plays like the Aquaman character. He kind of does that well.
He's a little short for Aquaman to me, but The Boys is good, real good.
Yeah, there's Diggle. Yeah, I mean, come on, he'd be great.
You said he'd be your Green Lantern or your John Jones? Which one?
No, not John Jones. Green Lantern, Jon Stewart.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'd be a good one. I liked him in the show. He's a good actor. I think they drag him and the whole show a little too long, but for at least season 1 through 3, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and they teased him as when they did one of the crossovers. I think it was like one of the Earths comes into the Arrowverse, and they see him and like, oh, you're not wearing your ring. So they kind of teased it. Yeah, Earth is the Jon Stewart version of Green Lantern. So I think he looks like he'd be perfect. In my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's.
Was there any more members of your team that you'd want to have on there?
Well, I would put. I guess I would put Jean, the Martian Manhunter as well, but I don't know who I would cast for. I kind of like the guy who does him in Supergirl, although Supergirl's. Kind of here and there.
Favorite show?
Yeah.
Favorite show? Lesbians in there for you?
Yeah. But the actor that plays Manhunter is pretty good. So I don't think I'd switch him out. I think I'd just keep him because he does a good job with him. And because he's CGI'd, you don't really need – you can put anyone in there. So I think he does a good enough job. I'd probably just keep him.
You don't want Will Smith, do you?
Yeah.
No, I don't want Will Smith. No, not my Justice League. No
thanks. Hail Script Doctor.
Not everyone has to be. What's up, Script Doctor?
Oh.
Not everyone has to be like
Script Doctor.
A huge Hollywood star, to get in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I would put Will Smith in there.
Do you have I almost said his parody names. Donald Glover.
No.
I say Donald Glover.
No, I don't even know who. No. He wouldn't fit in there. He wouldn't fit in.
Would Shia LaBeouf fit into a cast? Shia LaBeouf is Superman. Everybody, you're Batman.
You got a problem with that?
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Great. Script Doctor says Doug Jones.
Very good.
Doug Jones. I'm not sure if I know Doug Jones.
I'm gonna look
That's
that up.
I know who Doug Jones is. You guys ever seen Hellboy?
Yes.
Oh.
You know the fish?
Okay. Yep. Wait, as who?
The fish guy.
As Martian.
As Martian Manhunter.
Abe. Like
Okay.
the guy who played Abe.
Abe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy, he's a mime. He does all kinds of crazy. Yeah, that guy. He's been in tons of things. If he's in the episode of Buffy where they can't speak, he's like the head thing.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like because of the way he moves and stuff. I could see that.
6'4" too, so he's got the height.
Is he in that many things?
Yeah,
I think he'd be in a lot more stuff.
Oh,
he's in a lot of things, but he's not like the star. He's like a character actor.
The other guy I put in there, if we're gonna do,
But he's in the new Star Trek.
the other guy I put in there. I didn't mention the Flash too, but the other I like Grant's Flash. I put him in the movie version of Justice League. Grant's Flash is the movie. I would put Nathan Fillion as the Hal Jordan of the live action because he does the animated voice for a few of the DC movies, the animated movies, and he's great as Green Lantern.
he's got a good body acting too. He's a very good. He's a good comedian type of actor. Ezra Miller, if he was supposed to be funny, I didn't understand that he was trying to be funny because it wasn't funny. So I don't know. Nathan Fillion, he's a natural at being hilarious. So I agree with that casting. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You could put him as Batman, and that at least still be a funny Batman. So it'd be like, no, you're joking, right? Well, he's trying. It'd be a good parody, at least a good parody of Batman or something with that. He says, Lucas Till for the Flash. The guy is an image of Barry Allen.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I can see that.
That's good.
He was almost on my list.
Yeah.
See that.
That's good. I like that casting choice. There you go. That'd be a pretty cool movie right there, I think. Yeah, and Flipped Out. I know you're eager. Flipped Out.
No,
Go on, Flip, because I'm still thinking about who I'd cast as Superman.
Okay.
I didn't do the whole team. I didn't have time, but I did quite a few here.
Okay.
See here.
Your list, your long list, right?
All right. So I had Ben Affleck coming back for Batman. But if it couldn't be him, I'd like it to be Michael Keaton, and he's an older Batman. And we bring in Robert Pattinson as Robin. And
Good.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets to be Nightwing.
Okay.
Good.
Johnny Depp, Joker.
All right.
Olivia Wilde or Godot as Wonder Woman. She's skinny, but I just think she.
Yeah, that'd be a good choice too. I like that.
Zac Efron for Batman Beyond, if you went that direction, and then Catwoman would be Amelia Clarke.
Oh, Amelia Clarke is Catwoman.
That'd be interesting. I like your future Batman take. Batman Beyond, that'd be a good one. I don't like Efron really, but I could kind of see that being a thing if he worked out a little or something and touched up. An interesting version, I'd say.
Well, I went to the Beyond area with him, but for the younger generation. But
he's not a bad actor, so that'd be all right.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I like that.
Yeah.
Would you have any? You said the Batwoman one.
Who'd you have for Superman?
Oh, did I imagine?
I don't think you said Superman. That's why I was like, wait a second. You said somebody?
I had Cavill still.
Okay.
But I also like Superman Return, Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
I always forget him, but he's awesome.
That's good. I like that casting as well, man. That's pretty good. See, I didn't make a full team on this. I thought of the question, right? Come up with the full thing, but I got some people that would be kind of in mind a little bit. So I wanted to. So Starfire hasn't really been on any of those teams before. She's more of Teen Titans, I suppose, if anything. But I feel like she kind of maybe if she should be in a Justice League movie as one of the team. They have Cyborg, and he's also kind of a Teen Titan, also at least in the show. So I picked one of those as well. We need a redhead. So, who are some hot redheads out there, you guys, that would be able to maybe do that role? I mean, Amber Heard, if I were to ignore her
Everything's going on,
would be number one. Ignoring her life stuff would be number one. Just going on looks and acting ability alone, I would pick her. But go ahead.
If she wasn't already in Marvel, I would say. What's her name?
Oh, Scarlet or
no, not Scarlet. The one that she's in the Guardians. She's the blue. I can't remember her name.
Gamora or Nebula, the one who plays Nebula.
Nebula. Yeah, the chick that plays Nebula in the Jumanji movies. She would be a great Starfire.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I cannot think of her name. I know her name because I've seen her from Doctor Who to the Guardians.
Amy.
And I cannot remember her name.
That's not her. No.
Her name's Amy Pond in Doctor Who.
Real tall girl.
Oh man, I know her.
Wait,
I'm a big fan of her.
Doesn't she play Lois? In
Karen Gillian.
Karen Gillian. Yeah, Karen Gillian. That's her. She would be a great Starfire.
Yeah, she would be. You're right. That's a good choice.
I agree. I agree with that casting. I agree with that. Yeah, I'd say. See, I get kind of. I try to get different with my casting, just because I didn't grow up with any of the DC stuff. I would be one you wouldn't want to cast as the director, like for a movie for Justice League, because I don't know enough about it to get it. I'd be going a little silly, and with it for Batman. Who would I'd pick somebody kind of ridiculous for it. Like I said, Nathan Fillion would be a funny ass Batman. If we're,
He'd probably be a cool Batman too.
He could play. Cool.
No one would have thought that Keaton would have been a good. He was mostly a comedic actor, and look what he did. So
right,
and Fillion can do drama too. Like he's got the comedic timing down. But look at Firefly. There's a lot of drama in there, and it's Joe Rookie right now. There's a lot of drama in that show too.
And he was in Castle, and he's a kind of a detective. He's kind of a detective in Castle, and you can have the detective side. He can play a rich guy that's very popular and famous, like as Bruce Wayne, and he's kind of a detective and can solve a mystery. So at least I got him for that part. As far as the I'm Batman punching, I don't know idea. That would be so silly to me with him in it, but him as Bruce would be awesome at least. And then for Superman, like I've never seen a Superman movie like at all.
you gotta watch
original. You've never seen. We've been talking about
the only Superman I've seen the only live action one I've seen was in BVS and Justice League, and then the only animated one I saw was the Justice League Unlimited and the Justice League animated show, basically.
Which are great. Those shows are those cartoons. Are
I love those. I love those.
Those were freaking awesome. And so, like, if I were to judge based on that, I'd probably cast, for that. I mean, that's kind of hard to say for me, but I picked somebody from like Spartacus to play a Superman, because a lot of them worked out really big and had pretty bulks. Like Manu Bennett played Crixus. I like him, but I'd probably pick the guy who played Gannicus in Spartacus. He's the guy who won his freedom, the only gladiator who won his freedom in that show. And he's got the directors called him a mix of Hercules and Han Solo, that character. I'd want him to be Superman in my version. So that'd be interesting.
Let me see a picture of that guy.
I gotta see a picture of him.
I'll bring him up here because he's fucking awesome and hilarious. And he's like got this laugh when he's outnumbered or something. He had to fight a guy. In a gladiator match blindfolded, and it was like, oh, dude, it's freaking awesome.
The only thing is, like, Han Solo and Superman are vastly different personalities, so you wouldn't want a cocky Superman.
I don't know how to describe it with that, but yeah, he freaking worked. That's him right there, and then he's got that. He'd be the Superman.
Okay, I don't know. It's an interesting choice.
I don't know. The ladies on this stream would probably like that, but I don't know. He wouldn't be the all-American way. See, to me, he wouldn't be the all-American way of the, I am the almighty justice. Like, he'd be a little snarky, a little cocky with it.
I don't know. That's not Superman, but that's your list.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know the character. Yeah, and, I think if you say Superman, I'd probably think Chris Evans type. I don't know. That's the only ones I've seen. But that'd be kind of funny casting. And then like Wonder Woman, I mean, Gal Gadot's freaking awesome, of course. I'd go with a wild card one, and if you could get Olivia Munn to like act serious a little bit, maybe her, because I feel like she's more of a comedian kind of, and she's a model first, and then she's kind of a comedian and can kind of act, and she put in the work to do the choreography and do the stuff. Yeah. So you could get her to maybe do a good job as Wonder Woman. I mean, it really kind of depends. If she can get rid of, she has some attitude when she talks sometimes. She can kind of get rid of the attitude. I think she'd be solid for Wonder Woman. Mm-hmm. And then Cyborg, if I were to have him in it, I mean, I actually wouldn't want him to be on the team, really, at least in the first, initial meeting. But, if they had to pick one, who's a good one? A lot of people, I don't know. Actually, don't know. I don't have one for him off the top of my head. And then let's pick one more cast. So who did I not pick? Aquaman or something? Jason Momoa, kills us that, I suppose. Okay, that would be. Yeah, he'd probably say the same because he's so ridiculous as that. Like, I want him to be. I want him to still be it, but less powerful in a way. Because I feel like by the end of it, he seemed pretty damn OP. As far as like by the end of his own movie, like, damn, that's freaking crazy. But so that'd be kind of funny to see him be as cocky as he is, but not as strong. I guess it's like, yeah, man, I can beat you. Yeah, no, I can't. Okay, get him in some funny situations. But yeah, that's kind of my cast. FANZCENE, you've been having some time to ponder on this. Who would you cast as your Justice League?
Well, I would cast Chris Pine as Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, because he's got that attitude. I think he's straight up Hal Jordan in my mind. Batman, I would have to agree with Final Death Star, John Hamm, or maybe possibly Colin Farrell. I think maybe given the right direction, Colin Farrell could play a decent Batman. I know he could get the Bruce Wayne part down because he's got the look and he's got the swagger of Bruce Wayne. The Batman part, I think he might have a little trouble with, but I think given the right direction, he could. Superman, I'm still just like Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve. I see them as Superman, so I'm having a hard time casting him. Wonder Woman, I would cast this actor Michelle Monaghan. If you've ever seen her, I think she's a pretty decent actor. Yeah, I think she could pull off Wonder Woman. She's a pretty tough and good-looking woman. So yeah, I think she could probably pull off Wonder Woman. Dennis Haysbert, I would cast him as Martian Manhunter. If you don't know who that is, have you seen the Allstate guy?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that guy, because of his voice, and he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
There's Michelle Monaghan.
Would be a sexy Wonder Woman.
I think she could play Wonder Woman.
If she ain't Wonder Woman, she could at least be an Amazonian, that's for sure.
Yeah, and she's a good actress too. I mean, she's not just pretty; she can act.
I'd cast her as Lois Lane.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
Maybe that's why it's in my mind.
Yeah,
I could see her as Lois Lane. Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So see, now it takes my Wonder Woman away. Now I don't know because now I'm thinking Lois Lane. And I'm thinking straight up Lois Lane here.
Recast.
Recast. Aquaman, I don't know. I mean, Jason Momoa is a really good Aquaman, and if you really look at it, he plays the '90s Aquaman. If you've ever seen the '90s Aquaman, that's who he's playing. Because they did an arc where Aquaman had really long hair and a beard, and he was a lot more tougher. They was trying to toughen up
the animated series. The Justice League animated series had him be, not in orange at all. He shirtless, had the shorts, beard. I think he had a hook for a hand though, and he was just like, all serious, like, get the hell off my lawn, get off my lawn, kids, like kind of attitude.
That was his '90s, because he was such a joke. So in the '90s, they tried to make him a tougher image. It's like he lost his hand, he lost his baby. He was so much more tougher, much more like Jason Momoa.
But I think that could be a competition for Superman at some point, at least in the animated show, like somewhat not on his strength, but somewhere up there. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, go ahead, man. Anything else? Any other?
And trying to think here. Ryan Gosling might play a decent Aquaman. I don't know. He could.
I can actually see that.
Yeah,
I can see that because he could.
Yeah, he could play a decent one.
Good actor. I can see that. That's interesting.
Yeah, and Lucas Till, the Flash, was actually a pretty good choice. Go ahead.
Aquaman's brother was originally first in line to be Aquaman. The blonde guy in the movie Aquaman.
Yeah. Just the actor that played Ocean Master.
Yes, Ocean Master.
Yeah.
What a weird name.
That's crazy.
But man, I would have a hard time casting Superman because I'm such a huge fan of Superman, and I've seen these actors as Christopher Reeves and Tom Welling and Dean Cain and even Tim. What is his name? He does the voice of Superman in the Justice League. Tim Daly. He does such a great voice. Yeah. So it's hard to cast Superman.
What do you think of the actor playing Superman in the DC, the CW universe? because they're he's getting a spinoff. It's going to be Superman and Lois Lane.
He's not horrible. I feel like he'd be a medium tier. Like he's on the bench, he's second string, but he's not bad. He's on the bench. He's a bench player, not really a first string.
Yeah, I agree.
The guy he's actually not a bad actor. Yeah, he's not a bad actor. If you've seen him I've seen him in some other stuff where he's much more serious.
Fine.
And he's good, but he's not Superman. He does, I don't get Superman from him, and I'm not looking forward to that show. To be honest with you, Superman and Lois. It's
going to be apparently takes place on Smallville, and they're going to be like taking care of their kids together. I don't know. It's like what else is Superman do now? Super dad, super mom.
It's like going to be like Full House. with the CW agenda edge to it, so
right.
He'd probably be a stay-at-home dad while Lois Lane is making the money, trying to fight for equality.
Exactly, it's gonna be.
Or no, they'd have him. They'd have him asleep on the couch, and then she'd have to go fight Lex Luthor herself or something. You're asleep. I don't want to wake you. I'll just go do it myself. Like something like that. But that sounds cool. Man.
If you ever seen Megan Gale, I don't know if she's an actress, but she was originally Wonder Woman in the Justice League movie that was supposed to come out back in 2009. She looks really good as Wonder Woman. I can't count for her acting skills, but she looks really good because you can get pictures of her. She's the only one they have in costume from that time period. And she looks really good as Wonder Woman.
Megan who?
Megan Gale. You never know. She was a model, so you might find naked pictures of her.
It's funny. You're like she's the only one. I found pictures of her in the one. I was like, no. Yeah. Okay.
If you look up,
I can see her as a more mature
Justice League
Wonder Woman or something.
If you look up Justice League Mortal Wonder Woman, you'll see pictures of her as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I could see her as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's she's the only one in costume there. The rest of them are the stand-ins. Yeah, that's her. That's her as Wonder. That's what's going to be her.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. Yeah, I can see that. I can see her as a more like matured Wonder Woman though. Like Gal Gadot seems like a good, like innocent, young, and still like naive one, and this one seems more like I've been doing this shit for years. I know what I'm doing type of. Wonder Woman.
Yeah. That she actually.
But the cast they had for that. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You're good.
But the cast they had for that was horrible. It's horrible. Armie Hammer was Batman. DJ Controna, who's like 5 foot nothing, was Superman. Santiago Cabrero, he was Aquaman.
That makes me rethink. My new casting for Superman is Peter Dinklage.
You know what? He probably would play a good Superman, to be honest.
But the thing is, they have to frame it as if he's the same height as everybody. So, so he'd be normalized to our eyes. But we know, hey, it's or have a dwarf cast of the Justice League with a dwarf Batman, a dwarf Wonder Woman, a dwarf Superman, and everybody, and they're just casted as the normal Justice League, and they shoot it as if it on little sets, like model sets or something. That'd be interesting, right? Kind of an interesting movie to see, like a dwarf-led movie, but it's not about it's like to their scale.
So it doesn't look like it looks
something. So it looks like it's normal size, but it's like, hey, they're not, and you didn't use CGI on them or nothing. You just scaled down everything else and made it like that. That'd be interesting to me, I think, to see. But
he's directed by you, rookie.
I know these wouldn't be the ones I come out of the gate with. These would be once I'm well known and successful, and I am able to do something. I can play a little. Once okay, you guys have just seen my established good work. Now I'm going to play a little bit and see what I can do to have some fun here. To not always put out the best seller. I'll put out the funny seller. There we go. Let's see if I can top the room on embarrassment quality or something. To see.
Although if they were going to do, here's a Superman casting for you. If they were going to do like a Kingdom Come future Superman, where the old man Superman, like Bruce Campbell could play Old Man Superman.
I've actually thought that before.
Yeah,
Superman, yeah.
I could see him being a Batman.
Yeah, he actually.
Yeah, he can be
Oh
Batman.
no, man! You on Twitter,
Superman. Would
he
be
posted
good.
a picture of himself as Old Man Superman, and he said he'd be down.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
See,
Yeah.
I'd like to see.
before with him.
Right. Yeah,
instead
he
of
could
that,
probably go either way, Superman or Batman.
I'd like to see him as Ash in the Justice League or something. You know, have him as have Ash as one of the Justice League. You know, that'd be kind of fun. There's actually, I'll show you guys one of these days. I'm going to do a fan film review on it. This guy made a Marvel Zombies versus Evil Dead or something. And it had like a little 9-minute thingy, and he's got more. He's got like one where Ash versus Lobo, and a couple other types of small little fan film things where it's like, you know, Ash comes into the situation or whatever and has to fight these characters for whatever reason. So he fights like a zombie Wolverine in that one, and and then like a Lobo in a different one, and something else. They got a little mini series with Ash versus blank, so that's kind of funny. The guy they had played him is pretty good for it, and they're doing it all right. So I kind of liked it.
Yeah,
I'll show you guys that. But without further ado, we're going to be closing out soon. But before we close out, we're going to play a little game of cards. Buddy, if you guys are ready, it's basically Cards Against Humanity for people that don't know. But it's we're using a thingy called Decks Against Society, and that is just, you know, what we have to do for it. I don't have anything set to show you guys on screen yet. I'll be working on that soon, so you guys aren't just, you know, looking at us. You guys will be able to see or play along or something. But yeah, you guys all good on your sites?
Maybe.
I should still be on the site.
Your screen, or is there a way to share any screens?
No. If we share the screens, we'll be able to see each other's cards.
Yeah. So do it. My point exactly.
The point is that we're not supposed to know that who picks which cards. We're supposed to guess. We're supposed to pick our favorite, and then whoever's one wins, you know, gets the thing. So
I see.
So we might have to refresh our pages or something, so because it'll be like, oh no, you're not signed in, but you're signed in. But yeah, so I'm ready on my end. Are you guys ready?
Well,
I should.
Yes.
I'm logging in. All right, so I go to games. Is that right?
Yep, go to games, and it'll be like FC Floop or Bloop or whatever I put it as.
FC Floop. Oh, I see. Join. Log in. I'm almost there. What's the password?
Here, I'm going to text it to you right now.
All right. Okie dokie.
All right, just sent it to you on text. Do the join thing. Yeah, put a little banner up on the screen for people that are coming in so you guys are aware of what game we are about to partake in. And if you don't know the rules, it explains it barely there. Like, yeah, it's like apples to apples, but it isn't.
All right, I'm in.
All right. It doesn't show on here yet. I'll refresh my page, and then maybe it'll... There we go. All right. We got everybody here. So my card, so I am the czar for this round. And the card says, I solemnly swear that I am blank. And now you guys got to pick your cards that you think will be the best response to fill in that blank. And then I shall pick my favorite of those selections. And whoever gets it gets a point. We're playing to 10 points, I think. So we'll have plenty of room for that. So select your favorite of your 10 selections, and we shall see how we do. Diabolicalness.
I love this.
We were only able to play
I
this.
got one on there.
I loved it when we had Teresa Martin and the script doctor on. Teresa would have to read all the dirty ones on accident. Like, there's all these clean ones and all these things, and then you know, she gets to her turn and she's reading, and it's like it's just not happening. Okay, so I'm pulling up the stream's chat on my phone real quick before I select it. So, all right. So the choices that we have. So I'll read the thing again and then do the option. So I solemnly swear that I am a pretty princess. That's the one option. Or I solemnly swear that I am twisting my own nipples. Or I solemnly swear that I am Oprah's tampons. The twisting my own nipples. I love those. All those are great choices, but twisting my own nipples, I think, was the victory one there. That was pretty funny. I solemnly swear that I am twisting my own nipples. That's great. So Flip Down gets a point on that one. Nice. That was his.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Final Death Star is now the czar, and it is up to you to read your card and then pick our selections.
So it says blank. Wait, do I read the?
Yeah, the one that's highlighted on the top left. The blank. Yeah.
Yeah. So blank went down on me. Score.
Yeah, blank went down on me.
Yes.
Score.
Blank went down on me. Score.
That's great. All right. What is the best one for you? Okay, there we go. All right. Selections are selected. Now you read it out again with the options filled in.
Okay, so the first one is Karen went down on me. Score. The next one is freaking aliens went down on me. Score. And then the last one is Gal Gadot went down on me. Score.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So do I pick the funniest one?
You pick whichever one is your favorite.
Which one is my favorite? Well, I guess the Karen one's pretty funny because Karen's so trending right now. I'm gonna go with the Karen one.
Okay.
Nice. I had Gal Gadot.
That would be that'd be like the best one, but the Karen one was the funniest one. Karen.
Yeah.
Coolio.
Flipped out kicking our butts.
Oh, that was Flip. Yeah. Ooh, man.
Yeah. Now
Flip's
FANZCENE,
winning, man.
Yeah, he's kicking it. FANZCENE is now the czar. It is your turn to read the card.
Right. Mine reads, Netflix released a movie called Blank. Now we can really Netflix and chill.
I like that. And yes, vile language is allowed on here. That's fine. You can repeat the words. It's all good.
Still says I'm waiting on one.
Yeah, I'm still trying to decide.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Yeah.
Or the rookie wrote all these cards.
Oh, rookie.
Rob, everything Star Wars says. If someone asked on Twitter, is the male version of Ken? Lots of stuff.
Maybe. All right, you guys ready?
Sure.
All right. First one says, Netflix released a movie called Itching My Crotch. Now we can really Netflix and chill. The second one says, Netflix released a movie called Murdering Ewoks. Now we can really Netflix and chill.
Oh, yeah.
And this last one is the winner, and it's the one I find the funniest, so this is the one I'm picking. It's Netflix released a movie called Stanky Pussy. Now we can really Netflix and chill. So that's the one I'm picking because that one was hilarious. The rookie got one.
Yeah, be great. I had like 5 great options for it. I'm like, oh man, there's so many good ones here. So with this one, you guys can pick 2 cards because I picked 2 blank spots. So you can pick 2 cards, and you click the first one. That's the first blank. Second one, second blank. So it says no. There is no blank. Blank or do not. No, there is no blank. Blank or do not. This is part of the movie one. You can obviously tell what quote that is supposed to be. So, oh wait, no, that's flipped out. I'm sorry, flipped out. That's your turn. I'm sorry, you're the czar.
I was waiting.
I'm sorry, I was waiting. My cards aren't red.
You're excited.
You want to read it? You go ahead.
I like this one. It was good. Waiting on players.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sound
My
right.
bad.
Muy importante.
Okay, 1 second.
Got mine.
So many good ones.
I don't know if it's going to make sense, but I got some on there.
That's all good. They're all going to make sense.
Yeah, this is kind of a tricky one.
It's a little tricky. All right.
Wow, they appeared. Holy moly. All right. All right, so I'll go with the first one here. No, wait. No, there is no Lesbos. Admiral Holdo, or do not. All right. No, there is no Moaning Myrtle. Just soda, or do not. No, there is no Brie Larson. Jeremy, or do not. I like that one the best.
There's a lot of wisdom in these words.
Yeah.
There we go. Wow, I got one. Nice. All right. That's awesome. Oh, those are some funny
Hear
ones. I
you.
like that. I'll have to make
I
more
gotta
double
win
links.
one.
You will soon, my friend. You shall soon. All right. So now, my bad on the last one. Now it's my turn. It says, "Do not come between the blank and his prey. Do not come between the blank and his prey."
There you go.
I was like Yoda, Darth Vader. Which voice is this shit? I couldn't find one.
Action movie guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coming to theaters, his prey.
This summer,
Coming soon.
do not come between the blank and his prey.
Yes.
That's a good. That's good.
That's a
Great.
good voice.
Yeah.
This is
Hell
fun.
yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's fun putting these together because I'm like, okay, what's a funny, like, I don't want to have all the blanks be the same type of thing. So I'm like, I got to word them differently, got to have them be different and answers. So what would be some better answers? Some can be longer, some shorter, like this one. I love. All right, so do not come between the sucking my own big toe and his prey. Do not come between the Phantom Menace and his prey. Do not come between the Subway sandwiches and his prey. Oh, these are some good ones. Do not come between the Phantom Menace and his prey. That one makes the most sense and context with this, so I do like that more. That comes off naturally with that. I'm gonna pick the Phantom Menace one.
Yay.
There we go.
Man, you're rocking it right now.
Killing it.
Yeah, 3.
Flip is killing. I'm in last place.
Yeah.
Come back, you will.
We're going to 10 though, so there's lots of time. Lots of. All right.
Okay,
It's
it's my
final
turn.
turn. I gave you a paragraph here.
Oh man, yeah. After a
I love those ones I made here.
after a long day of being a dirty boy, I ran out of soap in the hot shower and had to use blank to scrub my beautiful body.
Yeah, see, this is one I was like, all my other ones were just like one sentence short little ones. I'm like, I need to make some funny scenarios here. So
Yeah, this is a good one.
Oh, I love that.
That's a good one.
These are good. You know, this is why I bug you all week to do this, because they're so awesome.
Yeah, these are funny cards.
I totally bug Rook constantly about the game.
I want to change it. Okay, there we go. That's a better one. Save that one for the next one.
Oh man, I know. Okay.
Those are some choices.
Oh
there.
boy, these are pretty good. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So after a long day of being a dirty boy, I ran out of soap in the hot shower and had to use my asshole to scrub my beautiful body.
That's even worse.
That's one. Okay, the second one. After a long day of being a dirty boy, I ran out of soap in the hot shower and had to use Lucasfilm to scrub my beautiful body.
Oh, if only we could.
And the last one. After a long day of being a dirty boy, I ran out of soap in the hot shower and had to use stool softener to scrub my beautiful body.
Oh no. Or the pill, I assume, right?
Yeah. Stool softener. My asshole or Lucasfilm. Oh God. I had to use. I'm gonna have to go stool softener.
Yes.
No,
Go.
There you go.
there you go.
I got one.
That was tough. They were all good. I mean, they all
Yes.
all made sense. They all made sense.
it.
Yeah, Lucasfilm.
Love it. All right, FANZCENE, you're up.
Okay, here we go. I always love to sprinkle these blank on my cereal.
Hmm.
All right. Perfect.
I don't have a good choice on this one.
We shall see. We shall see.
Come on, you have fine choice.
Yeah, love you a long time. It's all good.
You put in. I don't feel it.
Try harder.
Okay, here we go. I always love to sprinkle these sushi on my cereal. I always love to sprinkle these cat food on my cereal. I always love to sprinkle these lies on my cereal.
Wow.
I think I'll go with lies. I like lies.
Sprinkle these lies with your cereal.
That's pretty good. Like, what does
I
that
think
even mean?
lies on my cereal.
That's pretty good.
Open
I
your
can see that being an option. All right, flip your turn. That's a movie quote there.
We loves it. We loves my blank.
We loves it. We loves my. That's supposed to be. That's
Oh.
Smeagol.
I see Smeagol. Okay, I gotcha. We loves it. We loves my precious. Oh, blank. Sorry.
It's all good. Understandable. Okay. Shit, that's a good one too. Dang it. So this is the hard part of the game. It's like you got great cards, but what if you use it too soon when you could have used
I
it?
know. You never know.
Uh-huh. We loves it. We loves my
Blank.
oh, too many good ones. I'll just go with that for now. There we go. Save the ball one for later.
Here they are. We loves it. We loves my boobs. I like that.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I gotta say this. Jeez.
Video clip.
I loves it. We loves my the sequel trilogy.
My the sequel trilogy.
Evil.
He loves it. He loves my sweaty socks. All right, I'm
Pretty good.
boobs. Going with boobs.
Hell yeah.
Oh, 3-3. It's a tie.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. It's a tie for us at the bottom too.
Indeed. Two ties. Two ties tonight. All right. Star Wars should add a new species called blank. Star Wars should add a new species called blank. There's not enough species in Star Wars. So now Star Wars should add a new species called hand lotion. I could see a show about that. Six or 8 episode run about hand lotion. Star Wars should add a new species called Kathleen Kennedy. Oh God, I think they could do that too. That could be a 3-seasoner with something to do with vampires though. Star Wars should add a new species called porn. They're brothers to the porks. They are their brother and
Cousins
on the planet.
They're
Different
much
islands.
more bustier cousins.
Same planet, different islands. The porn. Make a plushies with that. Toys. Okay. God, these are some great choices here, too. Star Wars should add a species called hand lotion. Kathleen Kennedy. Porn. God, these are all good ones here. But I'm going to... The porn one is like an obvious choice, but the Kathleen Kennedy one, I could actually see that being a show of some kind. The Kathleen, are you a Kathleen Kennedy? No, I'm not. I swear.
I'm much nicer.
You know, don't you dare lump me in with the Kathleen Kennedys. I'm nothing like them. I've changed. I can see that being at work. I'll take that one.
Yeah. That answer was meant for that question.
That was good.
okay.
You were up. Final Death Star.
My turn. Okay. I just thought of the perfect name of the brand new church in town. Let's call it the Church of blank.
Another perfect one right here. There we go.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I just thought of the perfect new name for the brand new church in town. Let's call it the Church of Gayness. I just thought of the perfect. That's real. I just thought of the perfect new name for the brand new church in town. Let's call it the Church of Rhino Milk.
Yes. EFAP mean. Yeah.
And I just thought of the perfect name for the brand new church in town. Let's call it the Church of Jumping Up and Down.
It's called a trampoline, if that's the case.
Yeah, I actually like the jumping up and down. I'm going with the Church of Jumping Up and Down.
Oh,
What the man? Whoa,
Good.
jeez.
I had the rhino milk.
Yeah, the
like-
Rhino
I
Milk
like-
was good. That was good too.
If that was me, I would have picked that one, FANZCENE, because I like that one.
Church of Rhino Milk.
All right. Hey, here we go. Pizza and blank are a great way to bring satisfaction in the bedroom.
Oh,
This is going to be a good one.
I like that. Pizza
oh,
and
might be.
again, so many great options. Oh, Jesus.
Really good options. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Like, I have real answers that okay fit what logically would go in there, and then there's
Yeah.
I could do this one. I have to go with the funnier one. That's too obvious.
Yeah, it was fun for this one for sure.
I should have gone with that one.
There's so many. Yeah.
Here we go. Here's some good. These are good ones right here. Pizza and your mom are a great way to bring satisfaction in the bedroom. Pizza and creamy donuts are a great way to bring satisfaction in the bedroom.
Yes.
Pizza and drinking till blacking out are a great way to bring satisfaction in the bedroom.
Maybe.
Being passed out is
Oh,
the best.
man. These are all good.
These are all
Those are all
Oh,
good.
tough
these are hard
choices.
ones. I'm gonna have to go with your mom because
Yeah.
your mom is
Yeah.
classic.
Those, yeah,
But they're all
it
good.
always works.
It's so nostalgic too. It's like you man.
Right. It's timeless. It's a timeless classic.
That was a good one. They were all good choices.
That's how we win. Not blank what we hate, but blank what we love.
I thought throwing in another Star Wars quote would be great. That's not how we win. Not blank what we hate, but blank what we love.
I'll totally say it really feminine for you when we get there. Let's do it.
Oh man, I don't have any really for this.
I finally have the perfect pairing, I think. We shall see.
I think I got a good one here.
I'm glad I made the points to 10 instead of 6 like last time. Because Flip is good at this. He picks good freaking options.
Good ones.
Good one.
Look at whoever picked that one. Now is going to win.
Okay, quiet down, class.
Okay.
Okay. That's how we win. Not fart knocker, what we hate, but boobies booty, what we love.
That's a great one.
I love that. When I put Booby's Booty on that card, like when I was making these, that was meant to be like you click one card to answer the 2 blank things, but I didn't get that you can just pick cards. So it's just their choice.
Well, that's how we win. Not watching The Last Jedi, what we hate, but EFAPing what we love. I'm glad I got that right. I was like, EFAPIN.
Yeah, that's EFAP, the Mahler show. Yeah.
I almost didn't do it. All right. That's how we win. Not The Last Jedi, what we hate, but mashed potatoes, what we love.
Mashed potatoes. That sounds great with your choice.
Yeah, the accents.
The accent helps the mashed potatoes.
Potatoes.
All right, I'll go with that one. That's good.
Oh.
Get her down, get her down.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's nice. Or was that
I
fancy?
got one.
No, that was
me.
Fancy. Yeah, I had the boobies.
Yeah,
Boobies
I won
and booty
more.
and fart
I
knocker.
like the mashed potatoes.
No, that
Mashed potatoes are good.
those potatoes. Yeah. Okay. Your turn
May
is
the blank be with you. May the blank be with you.
Oh Lord, there's some good ones. I don't know.
Yeah, this is good.
Oh man, I got a
I
good
like
one
how
for this.
I love this more because I mixed my dirty deck with just the plain old movie trivia deck that didn't have any
Yeah.
profanities. So having the profanity answers with the
With mixed
quotes
in.
is great. I love it.
Yeah, it's,
I don't know about you, honey, but my deck is always dirty.
I love it. Yeah, I seriously might think about giving some more people the password to make some new cards or new decks so that we can mix them around and do different stuff. It's too funny. May the marshmallow cheek, a jello butt, and a flubbly tubbly leg be with you. History fact for those that don't understand what that is. My sister, I don't remember why or how, she would sing that to me sometimes when I was 7 or 8 because I was getting kind of chubby as a kid. She was like, you have a marshmallow cheek, a jello butt, and a flubbly tubbly leg.
where did that come? Where'd you get that from?
I was getting chubby. I don't know.
No, but I mean, did she come up with it?
Yeah.
She wrote that song?
I don't know. That
jingle?
was just all she would say. She's like, you have a marshmallow cheek, a jello butt, and a flubbly tubbly leg. I was probably 10 or something, but yeah. It's I was getting a little chubby. She's a couple years older than me, so that was pretty funny. But may the soy boys be with you. May the freshly squirted spooge be with you. I add freshly squirted into the things. May the freshly squirted spooge be with you. May the soy boys be with you. May the marshmallow cheek, a jello butt, and a flubbly tubbly leg be with you. All those are fantastic. See, I'd pick that one because I literally connect to it. But if I were to pick with my non-biased mind, I'd say the freshly squirted spooge is the winner.
Damn.
Oh,
No,
Flip.
Nostalgia
Flip
was getting
he knows me too well.
Flip. Ah, killing it.
Witness.
All right, let's see. Yo, man.
No, you have to do this in a black voice if you can.
Oh, okay.
Or get gangsta rap it.
I'm like the white. Yeah, yo, man. Let's waste these and get some pancakes, dude.
Hey, yo, man, let's waste these blanks and get some pancakes, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, man.
The voice.
Hey, yo, man. Hey, yo, man. Let's waste these.
Hey, yo,
Get some
man.
pancakes, dude.
Right guy ever.
I know. Terrible. It's
Hey, yo.
terrible. Hey, yo, man.
Hey, yo.
For the viewers that are somehow
Hey, yo.
watching, this, yeah, we're playing, Decks Against Society, which is basically Cards Against Humanity, with the 4 of us, and we're playing to 10 points. Flip's in the lead with 5 points. I'm tied with second with Final Death Star, and up the rear is FANZCENE at 2 points. But we got ways to go, man. This could go for a little while. Who
I'm
knows?
used to being up the rear.
It's coming up
All
hard.
good.
All right, here we go. So, hey, yo, man, let's waste these MILFs and get some pancakes, dude. It's pretty good. Pretty good one. Hey, yo, man, let's waste these daddies, girl, and get some pancakes, dude.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Is my attitude getting better as I go on? Oh, it is.
No, but
yeah, I
it's
don't
okay.
think so.
It's okay.
He's got the ladder kicking. Hey, yo, man, let's waste these panties and get some pancakes, dude.
We don't want to put them to waste, I guess. Yeah.
I like the panties. Let's waste these panties and get some pancakes, dude. Flipped. Oh man,
Flip again. Get there.
Hey, Flip.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Killing it. He's the
Game
king at
might
this
be
so
over
far.
before.
Over
It's,
there.
He's the king so far, man.
Hey,
I made this one
Today
too. Go
let's
ahead.
waste these
Your
panties.
turn, fan.
today was awesome, but when I reached into my pocket, I felt a warm, squishy, wet blank and squeezed it oh so tight.
Today was awesome. When I reached into my pocket, I felt a warm, squishy, wet blank and squeezed it oh so tight.
Oh yeah.
Those are the voices that I imagined that people would say. That's
You're
what I
gonna
wrote there.
direct porn one day if you keep this up.
I know, right?
Voiceover.
All right.
Fine.
Tough choices on this one.
Ooh, here we go. Some nice ones here. Today was awesome, but when I reached into my pocket, I felt a warm, squishy, wet fart blaster and squeezed it oh so tight.
I can see that being a toy, like the fart blaster toy or something. I can see that.
Today was awesome, but when I reached into my pocket, I felt warm, squishy, wet geeks and gamers and squeezed it oh so tight.
Multi-voice.
Yeah. Today was awesome, but when I reached into my pocket, I felt a warm, squishy, wet jizz and squeezed it oh so tight.
Oh my god! just straight up, just jizz and just squeeze the jizz.
What is that? Is that jizz? Oh.
Oh yes, just squeeze it more. Thank you.
I think I'm gonna go fart blaster. I like fart blaster.
Oh,
I like that one too. God damn it!
Wow.
I knew it. I knew those splits. I knew it.
Damn you!
That's too
Damn.
good.
Sorry.
He's just too good.
Well, I'm out of this one. I will be czar. Oh God, yes. Do it again. Please spank me with blank. No, harder.
Oh yes.
Hmm.
Oh yes. Oh god, yes. Do it again. Spank me with blank now hard.
Dave will actually done that. I'll mix it up.
Here we go.
Wow.
There you go. There you go.
I had some good ones if I could have picked on that. That was great. Okay. Oh shit! What happened?
What?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I got it. All right, I'm gonna switch it up. Oh yes. Oh God, yes. Do it again. Please spank me with dashing young fellow. Now harder.
I like to imagine that they like go out. They like go in their closet, pick out a young man that's just standing there. Just, okay, and then put him away. Like, okay, go away now.
Okay, this is a good one. All right. Oh yes. Oh God, yes. Do it again. Please spank me with Chinese food. Now harder. All right.
That's good.
This will be the. Okay. Yep. Oh yes. Oh God, yes. Do it again. Please spank me with super succulent strawberries. Now harder.
Strawberries. Yes.
Strawberries.
Strawberry.
Oh, wow. Oh man. I like
It's
this.
a good thing. It's a
That's
good thing
a good
Grace is not
one.
here on these ones.
Chinese win. He wins.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
mine. Chinese. I knew it.
Oh,
I know.
man. Ah,
I know the flipster.
Man,
man.
I suck.
Ah. Hey, I've only got 3.
Hey, yep.
So, yeah.
Look good. He told me you killed him. No, I am your blank. He told me you killed him. No, I am your blank.
Oh man.
Hmm.
Oh,
Pew, pew, pew. I
Got
can't wait to see what this is. Pew, 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 pew. I'm so glad I added Karen to the list of cards for people to answer with.
Dude,
Because
I saw it. I was like, Karen, perfect.
uh,
I've been
I
using that
know.
much though lately.
That was a good one, too.
he told me you killed him. No, I am your soft served soup. like Darth Vader saying that soft served soup. So succulent and sweet. I want Darth Vader to say sweet succulent strawberries.
Sweet, succulent strawberries.
He told me you killed
No.
No, I am your pretty young lady. Really. That's a good one for opposites.
Yeah.
He told me you killed him. No, I am your Ryan Johnson. No, I feel like that one fits the response that Luke would have. That no, that's not true. That's
Yep.
impossible. You
It's
search your feelings. You
impossible.
know it to be true. No, I feel like the Ryan Johnson
Here,
one
have
would
some
fit.
green alien titty milk.
I feel like that would fit thing. God damn it! Flipp's almost about to win.
Freaking Fred.
Wow.
Oh, he's a genius at this. He gets it. He knows. He knows.
You're gonna
He's got a sixth sense.
gotta play around with your deck a little.
Yep. That's true. All right.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Hell yeah. Hey, we could. Hey, for all we know, FANZCENE's gonna come back, and he could come out and win.
Could happen.
Top.
I hope it does.
Do a
I
LeBron
would
James
count on
finish. Come back from 3-1 in the or whatever in the finals. You can do it. I think so.
We lost final.
What? Shit.
We lost
Where'd he go?
final.
No. Literally, come back. We need you here for this. Oh shit. Okay, so until he comes back, I guess I will put the game on pause for a sec as we do this. It's going on a lot longer than I thought it would. This is fun. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So people that are watching, 6 viewers here, hello. We did the majority of our stream with all the topics and everything. We covered the Snyder Cut, covered film alterations, we covered the Tenet coming out, and it's like if that's in theaters, all that crazy stuff. We picked who we'd cast as the Justice League, and now we're kind of farting around playing a fun little game. It's basically Cards Against Humanity, but it's decks against society. Thank God, Final Death Star is back. I was about to say,
I don't know what happened there. I just
literally need you for this to finish out the game.
no.
Oh,
Something happened to everything froze up, and I had to the browser just shut down. So I still have the game though, so I'm still in it. Hey, what's up,
Good.
Sean?
That
Yeah.
happens sometimes. What's up,
Yeah,
Sean?
I don't know
we're
what happened there.
playing Cards Against Humanity. Basically,
Sean.
we're in the middle of it. Flip's kicking our asses. He needs 2 more points to win, but you need 10 points total. So the rest of us could, for all we know, come out and win on top. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, so it is Final Death Star's turn to read the thing as the Za. So take the floor, friend.
All right. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so you are on as blank, but we do not grant you the rank of blank.
I like that.
You are on as blank, but we do not grant you the rank of blank.
The rank.
The rank of blank.
I want to be granted the rank of blank.
Better than the rank of skank. That or you now.
Pretty good.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Indeed.
Hey, wow.
Okay.
The computer went blank.
What?
Oh, never mind.
No.
Oh, okay. This is good. You are on as bitch puddin', but we do not grant you the rank of Whitney.
This is Whitey.
Oh, Whitey. Oh, Whitey. I like Whitney better. Can I use Whitney?
Sure.
You are on as Ray, but we do not grant you the rank of Keanu Reeves.
Oh, no.
You are on as giant guinea pigs, but we do not grant you the rank of porgs.
Mark.
I gotta go with the bitch pudding, but also because it's Whitney. I'd like to win.
Yes.
So I'm going with that one.
Perfect. Yes. Now, when you guys clicked those, did it come out in the opposite order that you clicked them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it did actually.
Okay, so I guess we should keep that in mind now because I want it to be in reverse. You're not on the, we not grant you the rank of Whitey, but or you're on as Whitey. We do not grant you the rank as bitch pudding or something. It was going to be
okay.
how
Yeah.
that's supposed to be, but that's
They reverse, I guess.
yeah, that's all good. So it does it backwards. So FANZCENE is the Za. Take it away.
Here we
Fred.
go. I don't like blank. It's rough and coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Yes. Classic line there.
Bitch pudding.
Hell yeah, bitch pudding would have been good on this one, damn it.
I think he's supposed to say sand. I think
And
I think so.
this might actually okay, we'll see. We shall see. What the Za has in mind, we shall discover this in moments.
Oh, here we go. Ooh, look at some good ones here. I don't like doing taxes in nothing but underwear. It's rough and coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
True that, man.
I'll hate that.
Good point.
Okay. I don't like pizza dipped in ketchup. It's rough and coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere. This probably is one of the best ones right here. I don't like vibrators on high. It's rough and coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere. I like that one.
I bet you that's Flip.
It's gotta be Flip. It's either that or the taxes. I'm gonna choose vibrators on high though.
Mighty Mo.
Man, one away.
One away from winning.
Well, at least it's his turn, so he can't win this round. So that's
the next Marvel movie should have blank star in it.
Oh, I'm gonna regret choosing this. This is bad.
I could have. I wish I had this one.
Oh, what I just chose was bad.
Oh,
they all. There you go.
All right.
Oh.
Next Marvel movie should have had 99 bitches star in it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. The next Marvel movie should have. Fuck. Well, I don't know why, but I have to re-log in again here.
Oh no.
It was yeah, I can't remember it exactly. So I think it's getting hot in here.
Take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. Yeah. That's an oldie for the 20-year-olds in the chat. Oh, Flip is getting destroyed there. He's loading. There he is.
Tornado. Don't go.
I'm coming in. All right, I'm here. Okay.
All right.
The next Marvel movie should have balls plopped menacingly on a table incorporated star in it. That's tough.
That was a South Park quote from what I remember.
Oi, the next Marvel movie should have them Jews star in it.
Yeah, them Jews.
I'm going with them bitches.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You had the yeah.
Slowly coming back. We just need to stop him from getting 1 point.
He'll probably get it.
All right, so let's hope Flip can't win this round. It's our chance to stop him, boys. You guys gotta pick. You guys gotta outbeat him here. So I must save him. Expecto blank.
Worm or whatever. Yeah, okay.
I must save him. Expecto blank. You're saying the half end of a spell if you
yeah. Took a minute. Expecto Paloro.
I love. I want to do that. I'll put more half words into these so they can finish them off. I must save him.
Like,
Expecto ass blaster. I can see that being a thing. I like that. I must save him. Expecto sexy lingerie. I could see like the teacher like Lupin like crossing his fist going like no that's really really hairy. I must save him. Expecto pleasuring myself to Brie Larson. That's a pleasuring myself to Brie Larson.
Pleasure.
I got you, Ass Blaster, man. That's another Tremors quote. If y'all don't know, Ass Blasters.
Yep.
From that one.
I know that one.
Ass Blaster, blast your own damn ass. Yeah, I'll do that one. What? Get Flip one.
You
One.
Thank you.
Well played, Flipster. Well played.
Nicely done.
Congratulations.
Well played, gentlemen.
Yep, you don't win anything now.
Man, I thought that Brie Larson one had it for sure. Like rolled off the tongue.
It's okay. It was okay, but Ass Blaster, Expecto. It's in the context. Expecto, Ass Blaster. I could see that being something they could shout in there. Oh, that was fun. That was a fun game. One of these days, depending on what Flip and I are doing, we might like set aside a half an hour to do a little stream like that where we just play some cards. We're going to add to the decks and make some more options as we go. But that was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah. I like that. Like some good options.
I actually did like that pleasure myself to Brie Larson thing. I thought that was winning on that.
That was pretty good. So far, Flip is the champion of the game so far. He's won twice in a row now. He won our first time and this time. He's got the best options. See, that's what I like about the game too. It's like he can't cheat to win because we're just picking what we like the most. He keeps on picking. He keeps on selecting good ones to put into the options. So that's what I'm doing.
You wrote them, Hal. You wrote that weird shit.
True. That's true. It's true. But yeah. So we'll
We're
be
just playing the cards we're dealt.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's the end of the game. It's the end of the stream. We appreciate everybody coming by. This was freaking awesome. We loved the conversations. I might put our options or in the description what we talked about and the timestamps. Even though if you were watching this after the stream, you probably wouldn't get to this point to hear me say that unless you watch the whole stream, which would be cool. But we'll see. Maybe you'd like the game part. Who knows? But if you guys want to do one last little shout out to your channels or videos you got coming up, now's your chance before we close on out, buddies.
Okay, I'll start. I'm Final Death Star. You can find me at my channel, Final Death Star. Also, I'm on Twitter, Final Death Star 1, and on Instagram, Final Death Star. So it's a lot of Final Death Stars. You should not be confused and think I am this guy.
Wait, you're not J.J. Abrams? Are you serious? I thought we were just talking J.J. Abrams.
I just want to thank you guys for having me on the show one more time. Such loyal fans of the Rise of Skywalker. I'm so happy to be here at the Fandom Collective. Thank you. I love you guys. I really what?
Hashtag release the Abrams cut. There we
go. Hashtag
Abrams cut.
Get my movie out there. My vision, my way.
Yep, that's what we want. Totally.
His tongue was sticking out.
Wink, 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 wink. We loved having you, Final Death Star. We did not like having you, JJ. We liked having Final Death Star. FANZCENE, our night ambassador of the collective. Do you got something going on soon that you're working on, buddy? That you are doing? You got anything you want to shout out?
Right now, you can find me on my channel at FANZCENE VIDS. You can find me on Twitter at FCScene. I don't know why this one I made my Twitter. That's what it gave me, and I don't feel like changing it. So you find me there. I just started a new review series on my channel called I Watch for the First Time Reviews, where I watched 4 movies for the first time that I've never seen. Like I almost feel like rookie.
Hell yeah!
Wherever he's at. And, so I'm starting a new series where I'm going to review them. It's movies people seen millions of times, probably done a lot of videos on, but I seen them for the first time. So if you want to hear somebody's thoughts that are new, check it out on my channel. I did Flash Gordon from 1980. I just watched that movie. That movie was awesome. I love that movie. I cannot believe it took me so long to see that. So hit me up on my channel. Check out my videos.
I like that. When's your next dating video coming out?
Well, I was going to wait till I did Rookies Legends because there's a lot involved with the dating, not as much as you go through, but there's a lot involved in that. But I don't know. Maybe soon because I still got still get your stuff, and I was wanting to get some women in on it, and I was on a stream last night with Script Doctor and Sporking and all of them, and they suggested maybe do an isolation dating, people in isolation trying to get dates.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. An online quarantine dating or something. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, just people just flipping out, going nuts. I need some companionship.
I need to see something. Yes, I can see.
So lonely.
I love that.
I'm hoping to get some women in on the next one.
Oh, ask the Queen's Council. Ask them. Really love to do that. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I've been contact with them. Go ahead.
Were you on Scotty's stream last night? Sporking?
Yeah,
oh, okay. I jumped on there, but it wasn't until later. We ended up doing I gotta shout out the Fourth Wave, and you guys check us out because I go live with author Stephen Walton, Sporking News Podcast, Lorena Creo, and Jane Theory. We have our show on Tuesdays at 3:30 Western PST, Pacific Standard Time, TR4 plus final. And then we have our show on Saturdays at 4 o'clock. And they're both on author Stephen Walton's channel, unless something changes where it'll be tweeted out. So follow me on Twitter for that. We have our shows. And then I do the Four Horsemen with Bear Nerd Fun later on Saturday nights too, usually at like 7:30 or 8ish. So yeah, but we did a stream. We ended up streaming like all night until I don't know, midnight.
You were supposed to be on there. I was on there earlier.
I must have jumped off.
Scott was like, final was supposed to be here, but he never showed up. So
he was texting me.
I was up for about an hour.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't go until I think 10:30 is when I jumped on. And then we took it over to my channel for another hour or so. But yeah.
Hell yeah, nice. Love that. So yeah, go subscribe to them. Links to both their channels are in the chat down below. And before we head out to, remember, we got some Fandom Collective t-shirts. These are our prototype phase. We're going to be getting some new ones soon, and we're working on that, as well as other merchandise and other fun things to bring to the community. Flipster, any last words before closing out here?
I'm good.
All right. Then without further ado, we shall be on the way of possibly heading out the